Important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Bram Anderson from Tiebreakers, and we are excited to announce that we will be opening our second location in Winterville soon. Right now, our growing company is hiring team members for all positions for both locations. We need managers, bartenders, servers, cooks, and dishwashers. If you're looking for an opportunity to be on a fun and exciting restaurant team, then come see us today. Apply in person at Tiebreakers at Bells Fork. Check us out at tiebreakersnc.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2021 GMC Terrain and save over $3,550 or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because sliced to order makes a sub above. Alone, chicken, onions, peppers, and cheese have potential. Together, they have a purpose, a destiny, and a name. Jersey Mike's number 16 Chicken Philly. Because grilled to order makes a sub above.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Safety comes first at Greenville Utilities. Did you know that by itself, natural gas is completely odorless? As a safety precaution, a chemical is added to the gas that gives it a distinctive and unpleasant odor. This allows you to detect the slightest amount of natural gas both indoors and outdoors. If you smell a strong odor of natural gas in or near your home, you should immediately call Greenville Utilities. GUC maintains staff around the clock in order to provide immediate response to emergencies such as natural gas leaks. You can count on GUC to keep safety job number 1.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, welcome in to a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios. We are on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1. In Washington, we're on 1250. We're on 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube so you can follow this program, The Brian Bailey Show. Also, our post-practice and soon-to-be post-game video. It'll all be there for you. Pirate Radio trivia and a whole lot more right there on Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. We are 8 days away from kickoff. East Carolina and Appalachian State at Bank of America Stadium next Thursday night, 7:30. Our pregame coverage begins next Thursday, 3:30, right here on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. 4 hours of coverage taking you up to kickoff. So it is time. We got a lot of football talk coming up on today's show. We'll get to know the enemy a little bit. Coming up at around 3:20, Ethan Joyce covers the Appalachian State Mountaineers for the Winston-Salem Journal. He'll give us a scouting report on App State. How did their fall camp go? What does their depth chart look like? What are the strengths, weaknesses of this Appalachian State football team that ECU will see next Thursday night? Under the lights, we will find out coming up in a few minutes with Ethan Joyce as he'll join us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Later on in hour number one, we'll hear more of our Media Day interviews. Roy Tesh will talk some D-line with us, and Rick DeBrew's a pretty rocked-up guy. I was able to talk to him at Media Day on Saturday. We'll hear from Rick DeBrew as he gave his thoughts on the defensive line and the 2021 season. At 4 o'clock, we will talk some baseball, some golf, some football with Mike Mullis. Mully will join us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Also in hour number two, the voice Jeff Charles is back in town. After his Midwest hiatus, he is ready for some Pirate football. He'll give his thoughts on ECU Appalachian State as we'll visit with the voice coming up in hour two of today's show. Hour three, Bryce Williams joins us to talk Pirate football and go Pirate Radio outdoors. All that with Bryce coming up in hour three of today's show, and some Mike Houston audio if we have time. We'll get to that in hour number three as well. Let me welcome into the show Shirley Rhodes and Chandler Honeycutt. Hello, folks. Friends.
Hello.
Clipper, what's up, baby?
Hey, boy. Hey, what's going on?
What do you say now, Nat?
Hey, Beth.
What do you say?
Oh, Beth.
What's the good word?
8 days away. Tomorrow, we'll be able to say that's brand 1 week until kickoff. So really looking forward to that. You fired up, Chandler?
Fired up, baby. And it's I can just feel the energy around the Pirate Radio studios.
It's been. Thank you, Bare Naked Ladies. We'll hit that at least 77 times tomorrow. So get ready for that. Yeah, man. It's fun because it's here, and our pregame is set for next week. Billy Weaver is in for postgame.
I'm so excited about
Weaver's
that.
pumped. It's nice.
He is. He's very excited
to
be a part of the Pirate Radio family and to be on the Fifth Quarter Call-In Show.
So we're excited to hear from you, the Pirate fans. In fact, if you want to be a part of the show today, you can call in 317-1250 or give us a comment on Twitter or Facebook. Steve Hill says on Facebook Live, "Hey, Clip, how you doing?" He says he's just practicing.
He's getting you
for
ready.
The Fifth Quarter Call-In Show. Usually my mood is dependent upon the football game that is just played, much like you, the caller. If the Pirates win, I'm in a good mood. If they don't, I'm a tad salty. A little bit salty, Daddy.
A little bit.
As
salty.
Captain Bill once said. But you know what? After week one, I'm going to be excited either way. Well, unless the Pirates get beat by 40, and then it's going to be rough.
I'm not even trying to think about that. I'm just trying to think of we've believed. If we
win that game, we're partying on into Friday. Not to go all Troy D here, but can you imagine?
Do we not agree?
If the Pirates win that game?
Did you just hear him?
What'd he say?
He's yelling at the office. Yes!
Can you imagine? But no, if you win that game, it's an awesome Thursday night. It's a fun Friday, a full slate of college football on Saturday, And it is a freaking party leading up to South Carolina coming to town on September 11th.
I'm just trying not to get too excited, Clip Brock, but it's hard not to.
Might as well go all in, get excited, forget what ECU has done on the field the last 5 or 6 years, and just say this is the year. Let's be
like we have said the last 5 or 6 seasons.
Let's just be delusional. Today's delusional day.
Well,
we don't want to be like the Cowboy fans, though.
How so?
Be delusional.
So what are we going to do?
Are Cowboy fans known for being delusional?
You are preaching what they preach every year.
Well, you're always optimistic, but every year before the Washington football team takes the field.
Strong disagree. Strong disagree. Who are you talking to? Me?
Well,
you talking to me?
You talking to me?
You talking to football fan me?
I amuse you.
I will say I am optimistic about them this year.
Well, I'm just saying well, let's just put it this way. You've always been more optimistic about your team than I would be about my Dolphins.
Again, strong disagree. But you know what? We'll agree
Well,
to disagree.
no, because I think they're going to suck every year.
And I think we suck 3 out of 5 years. But anyway, Joe asked, what hat am I wearing today? This is the Down East Wood Ducks wore these hats. This is the Luchador Avocado guy. I believe you can probably find some of this merch at the Wood Duck store. I will check it for you, but it is a very cool hat that they were supposed to wear last year, and they actually were able to finally wear them this year. Remember, there was you can get this very hat on woodducks.milbstore.com. You can get it today.
Sweet.
They got a lot of sweet hats up there, including
my hat.
The old Kinston Indians hat with the bat and the K with the feather. That is really cool. They have the collard greens up there.
Do they still have the one with the single feather?
Just the feather.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
do have that one. I don't know how this turned into a Down East Wood Ducks commercial, but
every once in a while we hang a left on a subject.
Go Woodies. All right, so we're optimistic about football season. We're ready to go. Well, hey, do we have a reason to be optimistic? We'll ask.
I think so.
Ethan Joyce. But here's the problem: we get so focused on what we do, we throw out the nobody's working harder than the Pirates. Nobody's putting in every team in the country is practicing hard and working hard. They're getting better a year older.
They're having great camps.
The quarterback's looking great. But how about on the App State side of things? We'll find out from Ethan Joyce coming up in about 15 minutes or so. All right, let's get to the rundown today. QB2 has been named, and QB3 has been named. Holton Ahlers will get the start against Appalachian State. We all knew that. Who is the number 2 quarterback? Mike Houston said on Tuesday, Mason Garcia will back up Holton Ahlers. Mason Garcia started and played in the Navy game last year. Thrown into the fire, didn't look great. He has a full off season this year, including spring ball, fall camp. You hope he made some strides, and Ryan Stubblefield has been named the 3rd string quarterback for ECU. So no huge shock here.
I was going to ask, is this a shock?
No, but it's
but they made it seem like it was a tight race.
Well, I haven't been out there, so I'm only going by what people have told me, but no quarterback behind Holton Ahlers has looked really good this fall camp, according to what I've been told. That could be complete hogwash. It might not be true, but from what we've seen from scrimmages and from what people are saying out there, nobody has really taken over the reins. I don't even know if Mason Garcia took over the reins to be the number 2 quarterback, but he has been named the number 2 quarterback, and I hope we get to see him in some action this year, because that would mean ECU is blowing out an opponent. Hopefully we see a lot of them in the Charleston Southern game. Go ahead and get a lead, get Garcia in there for some live bullets, and so he's ready to go if Holton Ahlers does not return in 2022. So there you go. There's the quarterbacks. You okay with that, Chandler?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I was out the spring game earlier this year, and Stubby did look good in the spring game, and I heard that he had a great spring altogether. And but Mason Garcia, I believe, is the guy there at This doesn't come to as a shock to me, though, Mason Garcia being the number 2 guy. But, yeah, good to see Stubblefield back there at number 3, too, because, like I said, I think he had a great spring.
I think you just wanted to say Stubby.
I love saying Stubby.
Yeah, it's pretty cool name to say. All right, week 0 lines. So, folks, I will continue. You might not get a lot of great insight on this show, but I will make sure you know what's happening in the world of sports. And I have been notifying people of this, and a lot of people are unaware that, yeah, week 1 is next week, but college football is stupid. Everything's stupid. So they have a week 0, and that is a thing. It is a real thing. ECU was going to play in week 0 last year against Marshall.
That is correct.
Before that game was canceled. So week 0 starts on Saturday. That's right, 3 days from now. 1:08, I believe this is on Fox, Nebraska and Illinois. 3:30, Hawaii, UCLA. 9:38, UTEP and New Mexico State. And 2 o'clock start for UConn and Fresno State. I think there's one more here. 10 o'clock this Saturday night, Southern Utah and San Jose State.
It's football, baby.
Is it appointment TV?
It's football.
I don't necessarily know if it's football TV. I would think...
Wait.
Or appointment TV, I'm sorry.
It's definitely
football TV. I don't necessarily know if it's appointment, but if I happen to be home and I'm doing stuff and I need something in the background, I'll flip it on.
I don't think I have to get home and I have to turn my TV to this channel, but I think it's, if you're sitting at home and you have nothing else to do, football is on, watch football.
Strong disagree. 1 o'clock on Saturday, Nebraska, Illinois, appointment TV. First game of the year. I will do my chores before or after that game, but I must be in front of a TV to see that kickoff to the season. Because I got
that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes. 2 out of 3, though, have said it's not exactly appointment TV.
9 out of 10 dentists recommend listening to this show. What about that other guy? Why does that other guy?
He does not recommend you.
Dentist, yes.
Oh. We keep your teeth clean?
Tony Peterson, you know what? It's an appointment game for him.
You know what?
And our old buddy
Hayden,
Chase Hayden for Illinois. So, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I
real
forgot about
football.
that.
Hayden loses the football!
Who's the head coach of UCLA, Chandler?
UCLA? Is that Chip Kelly?
Chip Kelly, and a big year for him coming up.
Hot seat for Chip?
I don't know. I think they need to win some ball games. We talked about it with Jeff Nadeau earlier in the week. This is a big year for UCLA there in the Pac-12. So, I'll be tuned into these games. I'm looking forward to it. Once again, folks, 1 week from tonight, there is a random Wednesday game, UAB and Jacksonville State. So we tuned into that.
And that is Coach Primetime?
No, Jackson State.
Jackson.
Chandler, the day that you weren't here, I asked
you
if
said
that
the same
was
thing?
Dion's
That
team.
is not Coach Prime.
Okay.
I still think the week
because
0.
I thought, if Coach Prime is there,
appointment TV.
I tune in to see that. Yeah.
I think week 0, I still think that it ruins the excitement of week 1.
I look at it as
an appetizer, and I like that analogy.
It's not really even the kickoff to college football. These are almost like preseason bowl games or something. Like, they're almost standalone games. The problem is for Nebraska and Illinois, one of them is going to be 0-1 and out of the Big Ten race before week 1 begins. Yeah. So they're real. They're very real. But it's not like waking up Saturday the following week and having game day on.
Game day is not this Saturday for the week 0 games.
Now that I don't know. They got to have some kind of show.
They'll have some
because they have a football game on.
Well, the Fox Sports game will definitely have like a pregame. I think they usually do, but I don't think like Corso and Herb Street will be anywhere on week 0.
Is Lee Corso still doing the thing in 2021?
I think he's going to do it until they have to carry him off.
And literally.
In some kind of headgear.
Until he passes away. What kind of headgear?
Not so fast, my friend!
What kind of headgear will he be buried in?
Ohio State, because that was his first one.
All right. Is that a fact? Or did you make that up?
I think that was his first headgear.
All right. Don't look that up, folks. Just trust us on that one.
Look it up.
Google it up. All right. Teddy Two Gloves is a starting quarterback in the NFL in 2021. This is another negative notch on the resume of John Elway, because basically this says the quarterback he drafted, Drew Lock, cannot beat out Teddy Bridgewater, who the Panthers got rid of this offseason. Teddy Bridgewater has been named Denver starter. Now that, you asked about if the quarterback 2 for ECU was a surprise. This is a surprise because it's admitting that you drafted the wrong guy, and it's saying that guy is not as good as Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, that's disgusting to think about. But, I mean, the Panthers were in that situation last year, going out and getting Teddy Bridgewater to be their starting quarterback. Next thing you know, they're trading him away to Denver. And now John Elway is being looked at as a fool, drafting Drew Lock. Now, is Teddy Bridgewater the starter for the season, or is he the week 1 starter? Because we might still see Drew Lock.
We will see Drew Lock.
I think there might be a situation where they might continue this into the regular season, this competition. But I think that week 1 starter is going to be Teddy B. And so I don't think it's set in stone quite yet. They might try to make it seem like that, but I don't think it's set in stone yet.
All right. We might have a game day update coming up. 7 o'clock.
Well, now game day next Saturday is in Charlotte for the Dukes Mayo Classic against Georgia and Clemson.
Game day this Saturday, according to Joseph on Facebook Live, says we'll be at Turner Field for North Carolina Central and Alcorn State. And that game is on 7 o'clock on ESPN this Saturday. So there's an FCS game that I didn't mention that is on. So apparently there will be a game day.
So Herb Street, and so it's like their preseason kickoff.
Get the rust out.
Yeah. Let Lee Corso, get warmed up a little bit.
Steve Hill, while we're talking NFL, says the Panthers need to sign Jake Verity because Sly is terrible. I just saw a tweet today at practice. Joey Sly 2 for 5 on field goals.
Disappointing.
Is he going to be the week 1 kicker for Carolina?
The way the trend is going right now, absolutely not, Clip Brock.
And there's so many other guys. I mean, I'm not like there's one Justin Tucker, and there's other guys you really rely on. But
Harrison Butker is a guy that we drafted a few years ago in late rounds. I think the 6th or the 7th, and then he actually went to Kansas City and is still there and has been great for them for the past few years.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good kickers that are still out there. I mean, if you can't rely on Sly to hit 5 field goals of practice, to miss 3 of them, then he's probably got to go. He hadn't looked good in the games either.
He's missed a couple extra points as well this preseason.
So Joey Sly may not make it. He's currently on my fantasy roster in the Sports Bar Fantasy League.
Good luck.
So I might be looking elsewhere for that. All right, other NFL news, no surprise here. Trevor Lawrence has been named the starting quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see, Chandler, what other rookie quarterback? Who's the next one to play? Andy Dalton has been named the starter for the Bears, so Justin Fields will not play right away. Jimmy G started the other night for the Niners. I don't think Trey Lance.
I was going to mention Trey Lance.
I don't think they're ready for him to go quite yet.
That was the way with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes came into the league and sat behind Alex Smith for a year. So
I guess Zach Wilson's going from day one.
He looks really good
in New York, and he's looked good. I might be wrong on him.
Who is behind him in New York?
New York Jets quarterbacks. Let's look it up. So I guess Zach Wilson will be the answer of what other rookie plays, as early as Trevor Lawrence, because we're going to have to wait around on Fields and Lance. It appears. The Jets depth chart. Who is battling Zach Wilson at the quarterback spot? Well, the answer is quite simple. As I stall, who is Mike White? Who is James Morgan? I do know Josh Johnson because
former Buccaneer great.
I've had the pleasure of watching him live for the Bucs lose to Washington.
And then also he played for
Washington. Had the pleasure of seeing him. I remember losing to the Titans. They were. Still
I was at that game.
They were kind of still in the playoff hunt.
I was at that game,
and they lost that game. So we've both seen Josh Johnson lose live.
Yes. And then also a great name, watching warm-ups, Mark Sanchez was warming up for the then Redskins behind Josh Johnson.
Oh, my God. That was not good. Not a good year. All right. Where's the time gone? We got to take a time out. We'll come back. We'll get to some Major League Baseball when we talk to Mullis, as the Yankees cannot lose. They beat the Braves again last night. We will talk to Ethan Joyce when we return. We'll get a scouting report, a fall camp report, and an App State report from Ethan when we return on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. We're back with you after this.
Flames. But my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
It's bow time. The new Bo's Chicken Sandwich isn't just any chicken sandwich. We took our time perfecting this bold season, hand-breaded, certified Southern powerhouse. Pile that big league buttered milk crunch with crispy pickles and creamy mayo for a chicken sandwich so good, you'll forget your mic is hot.
Now over to you, John.
Tomorrow we are going to set a record.
It's so looking good.
Try the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Hey, this is Troy D, proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome boat prices from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food, fun, and football. Chico's has been a game day tradition for Pirate football fans for over 30 years. Whether the game is home or away, make it a Chico's day for some great specials and the best chips and salsa in town. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Go Pirates!
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Pirate Radio. The voice of the Pirate Nation.
1, 2, 3,
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Brock. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday, of course with no cover charge, and they have brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Yeah, we'll be out at AJ's tonight, 8 o'clock. Come on out for a good time. And every now and then, one of our regulars wants to host the event. And that is the case tonight. Hosting tonight's game of sports trivia, Jody Jones.
Ooh.
SID for ECU men's basketball.
Interesting.
All right.
He's a big baseball guy. We'll probably have a lot of baseball questions, some hoops questions. Hopefully he throws some football in. He made all the questions. He will host the event. So I will be participating in tonight's festivities.
They also have live music on Friday and Saturday nights. This Friday night it's Jamie Pridgeon Band, and then on Saturday night it's Trainwreck. Both nights starts at 8 o'clock, and guess what? No cover at all. So go out there and enjoy some live music.
Good deal. And next Wednesday, we'll be watching a football game at AJ's during sports trivia night, UAB and Jacksonville State. So we'll have some college football on TV. And, of course, next Thursday, it'll be the Pirates and the Mountaineers doing battle at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Here to talk about it from the App State side of things is Ethan Joyce from the Winston-Salem Journal. You can read his work online at journalnow.com and give him a follow on Twitter at @ByEthanJoyce. Ethan, appreciate your time today. How you doing?
I'm good. I hope you guys are doing well, too.
Yes, sir. And gearing up for another fun football season, and hopefully a fun one next Thursday night, Ethan. And you recently wrote about this being an App State home game, despite it being at Bank of America Stadium. So let's start there, Ethan. It might not have the numbers that Clemson, Georgia has a couple of nights after next Thursday night, but what kind of attendance, what kind of crowd are you expecting for this game next Thursday?
Yeah, I talked to the Charlotte Sports Foundation at the beginning of the week, and they were saying that this game has already cleared the 30,000 mark and, well on its way to, the plus area of that. But I know they obviously like to sell more. I know App State's kind of in an all-out assault to try to sell as many tickets as they can between now and then. Charlotte's been a really important city for App State here lately. It's one of those big alumni bases, and so I think they're really pouring a lot of focus into trying to get that home field atmosphere at a quote unquote neutral site. But it is an interesting wrinkle when you're looking at the Dukes Mayo Classic having been neutral site games. You've got Clemson and Georgia coming up on Saturday, but this was meant to be an App State home game, and they're hoping it's going to still look like one, even if it's not in Boone.
Ethan Joyce joining us. Ethan, I saw the Mountaineers at their worst, literally, last year. I watched the Appalachian State Marshall game. That was on CBS, and the offense just couldn't get anything going. They lost that game 17-7. They were much better than that throughout 2020, finishing 9-3, picked up a bowl win. We'll talk about the new quarterback, Bryce, and some of the new pieces, but what is returning from that strong 2020 team that Appalachian State had, Ethan?
Well, so I think one of the key points about that Marshall game, which a lot of people saw that, and you're right, it was not a good game for them. That was really the first game where you saw the effect of Corey Sutton not being out there with them. And Corey's a wide receiver, extremely talented, and he opted out last year because at the end of 2019, he had got a knee injury, and I think he was working his way to being healthy, and it was just one of those decisions where the season was still so up in the air, he decided to get healthy. So, one, they're bringing him back. But if you're looking at the skill position groups, outside of Zach Thomas at quarterback position, you've got almost every guy back. You've got a running back in Cam Peoples that is a really, really big running back. He's fast, and he closed out with a all-time performance against North Texas in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. A wide receiver room that is so old, just with the sheer fact that you've got guys like Thomas Hennigan, Sutton that I mentioned, Jalen Virgil, Malik Williams, these guys have played, most of those guys have played since they were true freshmen in 2017, which is when I started on the beat. So they've got all their skill positions back. They're filling some gaps in the offensive line. Had a couple of guys graduate that were pretty important, but App State, I feel like one of the most consistent things at App has been their O-line. And so while I'm interested to see how they fill things out or how they look with this 2021 roster, I think that O-line is going to be good like it has been.
And that led to some monster numbers on the ground last year for Appalachian State, 264 yards a game on the ground. And that should be their MO again this year, Ethan, and they add Chase Bryce to the mix at quarterback. So how does he fit into what they want to do offensively, the new QB for Appalachian State?
Well, I think part of the reason they brought him in is they thought this system was going to be a little kinder to him than the Duke system was. I think what you saw with his Duke season was a guy trying to transfer into a program and work with a complicated offense and trying to also get familiar with teammates and kind of build some bonds when we really couldn't be around each other at all at that point in time. So when they look at him, they saw a guy that, obviously there were some poor decisions there. There was some talent issues around him a little bit too, I think, and just a quirky 2020. And they saw a guy that they thought they could pick up. And I mean, the practice that I've seen, he definitely has the talent. Really, Chase is the big question mark for me, just because he is coming off of a Duke season where there were a lot of turnovers for him. And honestly, the first time I talked to him, he mentioned like, hey, I know there were some things that I did wrong. There were some things that didn't happen on the field that I thought would happen or didn't go my way. But, he seems confident, and I think he fits into this team really well. And I mean, from some of the stuff I've seen, like, again, he's got the talent. It's just, what's it going to look like on the field? Because you've seen him as the hero for Clemson, filling in for Trevor Lawrence. You've seen him with Duke and fighting in a really rough season. And now you're going to see him with a group of 5 team that should be one of the best in the nation if all things go the right way.
Talking to Ethan Joyce on the Fixed NC Live line. Ethan, how about the defensive side of the ball for Appalachian State? How did the coaches feel about that side coming out of fall camp?
Well, as you know, coaches tend to feel good about a lot of things in the preseason, but there's a serious reason to with this defense. I'm trying to think of off the top of my head the guys they're missing, and the major one is Shamar Jean-Charles, who just had a killer year at one of the cornerback positions last year. But it's a defense that's got a lot of reps underneath it, and I think one of the things that I've noticed is this fall camp has looked like a fall camp for App State's defense, and when I mean that, I just see a team that got to have its summer conditioning, and a team that is very veteran heavy on that side, and they're running to the ball like I'm accustomed to seeing them run to the ball. I think 2020 was a tough year for everybody's conditioning and endurance because they missed out on some of the training opportunities in the summer. But I think they look really good, and App always starts out really strong defensively when fall camp opens up, and they've looked strong every time I've been in Boone.
Ethan Joyce joining us. Ethan, the line for the game was around 14 and a half. We've seen that dwindle to 10, although after hearing you talk, maybe some of those ECU bettors might stop putting their money on the Pirates. So is there a weakness on this Appalachian State team? You talked about a lot of strengths. Are they vulnerable anywhere?
I think, honestly, for me, it's more of just a question at quarterback than it is necessarily the weakness at it. But the talent's there. It's there. And one of the hard things about covering a team that's been so consistently good is that I think it is hard to nitpick sometimes. And after last season, there were things to nitpick. It was an offense that was dealing with some injury and was missing their big play guy in Corey Sutton, and really relied on that run a lot, and that was to its detriment sometimes. And you're seeing a team with a guy at offensive coordinator now, Frank Ponce, that's been around the app before, went to Louisville, Scott Satterfield, and has come back. And I think you're going to see maybe kind of that more traditional App State offense that I think people have been accustomed to since they transitioned and started contending in the Sun Belt and winning in the Sun Belt. So I hope it doesn't sound like I'm blowing too much smoke into this team. I really do think, though, if Chase Bryce pans out, I mean, this is a team that should be in the New Year's Six conversation for the Group of Five spot. I really do believe that, especially a motivated team that didn't accomplish what I think it wanted to last year.
Ethan Joyce joining us, Winston-Salem Journal. You can read his work online at journalnow.com. Ethan, both of these teams, East Carolina and Appalachian State, have tasty matchups week 2 of the college football season. East Carolina will welcome in the South Carolina Gamecocks, noon kickoff at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. App State hits the road under the lights in Coral Gables against Miami on an ESPN, either ESPN2 or ESPNU. That a 7 o'clock kickoff at Miami. Now, I don't think either one of ECU can't overlook anybody the way they've played the last few years. I doubt App State will be overlooking East Carolina, but that's an interesting week 2 matchup for the Mountaineer players to be thinking about.
Yeah, that's a big britches matchup for sure. But I was actually talking to Sean Clark about it yesterday, just about the season opener and how last year was his first year, and wondering if this felt a little more like a true, first kickoff for a head coach. And he was saying it really does, because it's kind of relieving to know that there's going to be fans, and it's relieving to know that this game has been scheduled and it's going to happen. I don't think App would ever overlook ECU. I do know that the App fan base is really excited about seeing this series starting up again. I think it'd be great for both schools if they're playing regularly. So I can tell from the players, they're just excited to get the taste of 2020 out of their mouth for sure. And I know I feel that way too, just in a personal standpoint.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they're overlooking ECU at all, because ECU finished very strong last year, so they know what they're getting into.
Ethan, Temple is a conference mate of East Carolina. They have seen so much change over the years for their head coach, and you go back to Al Golden, to Adazio, Matt Rule, Jeff Collins, and now Rod Carey in. They're struggling right now. It looks like maybe they finally were not able to make a home run hire after hitting about 4 or 5 in a row there. App State has been in a similar situation where they have seen their successful coaches leave for what's greener pastures, at least in the pocketbook for those guys. But App State has been able to make really good hires, and it looks like they've done that again with one of their own, right?
Yeah, I think that was part of it too. Is Sean inherited this job, a guy that played at App, coached at App under Scott Satterfield and Eli Drinkwitz, and finally got this job, and then got handed probably the worst year you could ever imagine to get it. And still went 9-3 when, as we've talked about, the offense wasn't what App State and App State fans were accustomed to as far as production and, the balance. Sean, I think, is very much out of that Jerry Moore claw. I think, and Scott was the same way. I think year one, you look at that and you call that a success, especially considering all the outside implications. But I'm excited to see, just from my vantage point, what it kind of looks like with Frank Ponce, the guy I mentioned earlier, running the offense again, because I think he's going to make a pretty good imprint on it.
Ethan Joyce joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Ethan, where did this Sun Belt resurgence come from? I don't. Maybe they've been this good all along, and I just never noticed. But with Coastal and what they were able to do last year, we saw firsthand how good Georgia State can be as they crushed the Pirates last year. Troy has been good over the years, as is Arkansas State. Louisiana is really good. Where did this come from? What's going on in the Fun Belt these days?
Yeah, when I came into this job, which was 2017, this was such a top-heavy conference. And, that I'm trying to remember, I think it was 2018 where you had 3 teams with 10 wins by the end of the season. And it was App State, Georgia Southern, and Troy. And the rest of the league just did not do very well. And I always thought that was the biggest knock on the Sun Belt was that, they produce a team that should be in that New Year's Six conversation, but it didn't have as much gunpowder as it does now. I think that's what's been so interesting about watching Coastal pop up the way they did in 2020, because App was kind of this very stable presence for the Sun Belt. And App was always flirting with top 25 rankings. App was always flirting with that 3 or 4 teams mentioned for the group of 5 spot, but just never got it in their hands. And then in a 2020 year where the Sun Belt got more TV exposure, Coastal kind of catches lightning in a bottle, and on top of taking care of their business, they get BYU to come to Conway and they beat a very good team. That's one of the things that's got me intrigued with Coastal, because it was just such a perfect combo of things. I think that's going to be really hard to achieve again. But you're right. I mean, it's become a really fun league. The East Division, which Zap and Coastal and a few other teams, it's always seemed to have kind of leaned that way. But Louisiana's really rolling right now. Arkansas State always been pretty good, but you've got Butch Jones there now, which I think has gotten people intrigued. Texas State is always a question mark to me, and they brought in a bajillion JUCOs and transfers this year to try to take a step forward really quickly. So it's a fun season after a lot of attention for the Sun Belt last year.
Ethan Joyce joining us. Ethan, we'll circle back to App State in a moment. I want to ask you about Wake Forest, though, and where they sit right now in the ACC pecking order and in the state of North Carolina pecking order. What is the outlook for Wake Forest football in 2021?
Wake Forest is kind of in a similar situation to App in the sense that they return a lot of super seniors as well. They bring a sturdy quarterback back in Sam Hartman that, I think we all know that the quarterback position kind of dictates a lot of your success in college football. And, that offense is always fun. I think the big question is just kind of how the defense looks this year, because, you've run into some situations in the past where they're just on the field a lot. They faced a lot of injuries, a couple, the last couple seasons. That's really the side that I'm kind of looking to, because it is going to dictate what their play in the ACC is going to look like. That Florida State game, which is their ACC opener, unless I'm mixing up the schedule in my head, that's going to dictate a lot, I think, for maybe what the forecast of their season can be, because they've always flirted with 500 and making a bowl game, and they've been over that a few times. They came under that last year. They're consistently competitive, and it's about what does it look like to get to that, maybe a bigger win season than what you've seen in the past, and that's going to be on the defense. I think it really is. So it'll be fun to watch how they handle the ACC play.
Ethan Joyce joining us. Ethan, you mentioned Sam Hartman, and the first thing I think about is QB1 on Netflix, and I look at that conflicted, because it's neat to see, and I enjoy watching these guys play and grow, but at the same time it's a little intrusive to have cameras there for kids that young. And I remember talking about the Spencer Rattler season where I said he's the most gifted quarterback I've ever seen at that age, and also he was super immature. But at that age, we all were. So like you can't really judge a kid on what you see when he's in high school and all these cameras are around. So it's I don't know, a bit of a creepy concept, but it's at the same time it's football and we enjoy watching it. Have you or anybody else? What has Sam Hartman said, if anything, about being on QB1 and being under such a microscope at such a young age? Have you talked to him about that at all?
No, I haven't. And I'm still relatively new to covering Wake Forest. I think one thing that I've always thought about Sam is I feel like he's just such a pro when it comes to like the way he talks about what he does and how he interacts with people in general. But yeah, I haven't talked to him about QB1, but I think Sam has a really neat story, and I think he's always had his focus on the right things. And there was a reason he was kind of mature enough to play at the age he did at Wake. If he's not running into some injury and you're dealing with Jamie Newman pushing him for the job a little bit, he's talking about a guy that's been just a steady presence in this position and is going to continue to be with the extra eligibility that everybody got with 2020. So, yeah. My interactions with him have been good.
And I will say, he was one of, if not the most mature kid on that show, and I think that has shown throughout his college career as well. Ethan, Ronnie Woodward, Daily Reflector, has done it in the past. I'm assuming he'll do it again this year. He ranks the teams in the state of North Carolina. If you go by the AP and coaches poll, I guess North Carolina would be number one, but how much are you buying into Dave Doran, and how close is App State to North Carolina and NC State when it comes to ranking the teams in the state of North Carolina?
Yeah, I think North Carolina has that benefit of the quarterback position again with Sam Howell, and he obviously has the talent to do it. And it does feel like they've got all the juice right now. But and part of it is probably just my proximity to App State and watching them as much as I have. But I'm always going to think they're right there, to compete with the ACC teams in the state of North Carolina. I really believe that. They beat North Carolina 2 years ago at North Carolina. Now that was a very different team than this North Carolina team.
Yeah.
Just loading up on talent. But I think that's one of the calling cards that App State's always had is they've always played smart. I don't see mistakes in the big games, and that's kind of established over time with the players you bring in and how serious they take what they do. I know NC State's getting better, and they played pretty well last year. I just know that I've watched the App State program very closely for a long time, and if anybody was to say that they weren't at least in that conversation, then they're not paying attention enough.
Ethan Joyce joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. If you want to know more about the Week 1 opponent, you can follow Ethan on Twitter at @EthanJoyce, also journalnow.com with the Winston-Salem Journal. Ethan, anything else to plug? Any other work you got going on out there?
Yeah, I've been working on this project for a while. It's taking a look at Hispanic Latino coaches in Division I football, and that'll come out sometime in September, I believe. And that's really been a lot of my summer. So if you guys want to keep an eye out for that and maybe check it out, I'd appreciate it.
Interesting. All right, we'll do. And Ethan, it was great to talk football with you today, man. Have a good one. We'll check in with you again down the road. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Take care.
All right, there is Ethan Joyce with an App State scouting report. And all right, after hearing him talk, are you still as confident about ECU knocking off Appalachian State? How you feeling, Chandler, after that conversation? It sounds like they don't have a ton of weaknesses heading into this game.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't care though? You're good?
I'm good. I'm just ready for the game day to come, dude. I'm ready for kickoff at 7:30 at Bank of America Stadium on that new turf.
Yeah, all the talk is one thing. You can only talk so much, and we've done it a ton between the end of last year and the beginning of this year. But It should be a great game, regardless of the outcome. I'm really looking forward to it, and
we'll keep our eye out on that line too as it continues to go down, and we'll see if it can get into the single digits, which I believe it will.
Yeah,
sitting at 10 now in favor of the Mountaineers.
I can see it get into 9.5 by kickoff. Pirates and Mountaineers next Thursday night. We'll be with you pregame 3:30 right here on Thursday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Second time out. We'll come back. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1 of Pirate Radio Live. A lot more to go on a Wednesday show. Back with you after this.
You've worked hard to start your business and working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from Select Bank and Trust, and as the business world throws you curveballs, we're here to be responsive to your needs. Our team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. A wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
At US Cellular, we believe you should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours. Any of our 5G phones with no trade-in or hidden fees. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
We paid how much for those lessons?
Shh, she's doing great.
Oh yeah, totally. Can you pass me a Pepsi Zero Sugar? Great job, honey! Oh, look at that. That's not the end.
No way. Now it's time for the encore.
You know what? You're right. 5 times? Not enough times.
For everyone who traded in rock concerts for their kids' recitals, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
Here is your ice-cold Pepsi Zero Sugar, sir.
Oh, thanks. Wanna watch the game?
Ooh, little sports ball on a Sunday afternoon. Don't mind if I do. Hey, did we win? It sounds like we won.
It's still the first quarter.
I must be lucky. People say that about me. Tough break on that free throw there. Shouldn't be doing that.
Dude, we're watching football. Come on.
For everyone who spent the entire game explaining the entire game, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
The Rick House, Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar, has great specials throughout the week, like $10 Tuesdays. Get 8 traditional wings and a draft beer for just $10. Wednesday night is date night, 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Friday is smokehouse night with the best ribs and brisket around. Saturday is Italian night, featuring all of our made-from-scratch pastas along with 2 glasses of wine. And on Sunday is the legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Got damage? Damage from wood rot, fixed. Damage from smoke or fire, fixed. Damage caused by water, fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Enjoyed the chat with Ethan Joyce. He is very high on this Mountaineers team from Appalachian State going into 2021. A lot coming back from the 9-3 team. They had Chase Bryce at quarterback, and it's going to be quite a challenge for the Pirates coming up next Thursday. Chandler, good knowledge of Lee Corso's first headgear that he wore. You said it was Ohio State. Steve Hill says that is confirmed. So I'm going to need that kind of sports knowledge tonight when we team up. Are we teaming up?
I hope so.
Are you on my team?
I always look forward to when you have a guest host we can play together. So I hope we play together tonight.
Okay, we're going to need that when Jody Jones hosts Sports Trivia tonight at A.J. McMurphy's. John Moody on Facebook Live says, Clip, we are only 8 days away from kickoff and the return of the in-person game day weather report by yours truly, live from Bank of America Stadium. So we look forward to the John Moody weather report coming up during next week's 4-hour edition of the Bud Light pregame tailgate, which will begin at 3:30, taking you up to the 7:30 kickoff. And, man, we're locked and loaded. We're going to have great guests, great interviews. We'll be here live. We'll be checking in with you, the Pirate Nation, on Twitter and Facebook Live. What are your plans for next Thursday? What's on the menu? Are you going to the game? Are you tailgating at home?
I want to know what's on our menu.
That's a great point, too.
It's a good point.
We're going to be hungry, too.
I want to know what's on our menu. I want to know what's on your menu for next Thursday.
We'll let you know what's on our menu if you let us know what's on your menu.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Yeah.
That is our policy here at Pirate Radio.
Wait, didn't John say he was going to cook us a pig one time? Or was that somebody else?
I think that was Josh.
No, it was both.
It was both of them?
And we haven't seen
We'll have a cook-off.
No, we were going to do like a challenge, a cook-off challenge in the UBE parking lot. Of course, I can't authorize people to go pull their smokers up to UBE. But
no.
It would have been a lot easier.
I'll tell you what.
We were going to do that last year, right?
Yeah, how about you?
We have the Breakfast King as a co-host of the fifth quarter now.
The Breakfast King?
We need to have him bring some breakfast stuff.
Is that a self-moniker? Or
we can have... No, I just call him the Breakfast King.
I like that, the Breakfast King.
But let's have breakfast for dinner next Thursday night.
Look, folks, we are starving.
I really am. I haven't had anything to eat today.
We're always hungry. Have you ever watched the show?
Chowing down on Mike and Ike's.
I was like, have you ever watched the show? I'm constantly eating.
Mike and Ike's, according to Chandler.
Yeah, I was about eating half the bag.
John Moody says the higher-ups never got with him on the cook-off. How about this, John? For a home game, you do your cooking and just deliver it to the front door. And
that would be outstanding.
We'll give you a high five. We hungry here in the Pirate Studios, Pirate Radio Studios.
And I like the crispy part of the pig, too.
All right, so now we're getting detailed on what part of the pig we want.
No, I mean, I like the pig part, but, I mean, throw in some of that crispy stuff, too.
I just want, some good, vinegar sauce and some hot sauce, and whatever else happens is fine. So that's my preference. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live is on the way. And we will talk to Mully. We will talk to Jeff Charles. Bryce Williams still to come on today's show. We got some more ECU audio from Media Day to get to. And your thoughts as well. You can give us a call, 317-1250, or chime in on Facebook and Twitter. What is and we'll dive into it more next week, but what's your pregame spread looking like for ECU Appalachian State? I'm curious now. Let's talk food. More to go on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brownwood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brownwood, get an all-new 2021 Buick Enclave and save over $5,250 or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brownwood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownwoodauto.com.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Weekends are made for AJ McMurphy's. Start your Sunday fun day at AJ's. AJ's is now serving brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and a build-your-own Bloody Mary bar. Enjoy your weekend with live music on Friday night and Saturday night with no cover charge. And you can catch all of the MLB and ECU baseball action on AJ's TVs. See you this weekend at AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Have you been waiting to try CBD? ENS Hemp on Fire Tower Road in Greenville is the area leader in CBD. We want to educate you on how our products work with your endocannabinoid system. These products are all natural and non-addictive. ENS offers a variety of products to meet your needs. Tinctures, edibles, topicals, and even smokable items. Customer feedback indicates relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. ENS Hemp is located on Fire Tower Road. Also, check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Hey O's fans, join us at Camden Yards when the O's take on the Braves August 20th through the 22nd. On Friday, August 20th, be one of the first 15,000 fans 15 and over to receive your Boog Pal jersey t-shirt. Then on Saturday, August 21st, the first 15,000 fans 15 and over receive a John Means Business bobblehead presented by Bank of America. It's the perfect weekend to enjoy Orioles baseball with 2 exclusive giveaways. Visit Orioles.com/tickets to buy now.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Villa Verde on 10th Street and Villa Verde Dos by the hospital are open for you, serving unique and healthy dishes from the Dominican Republic. Order online at myvillaverde.com or the Villa Verde app. Order a family meal that feeds 6 to 7 people, and they'll have it ready for curbside pickup today. Whether it's dine-in or takeout, Villa Verde is a platform for good. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, chime in on my question on Twitter. It was a two-parter. Will you be tailgating at home or at Bank of America Stadium? And what is on said tailgate menu? We were talking food last hour. Food and football, two of my favorite topics, and they go hand in hand together. John Moody has the menu for next Thursday night. He'll be at Bank of America Stadium. John said he'll give us a weather report on the Bud Light pregame tailgate and his food for next Thursday night. Interesting. I don't think of this as football food, but I'll allow it. Chicken fajitas and stuffed mushrooms next Thursday night for the opener.
Interesting.
Against
Well, you had me
Appalachian
at
State.
chicken fajitas.
I thought when you said chicken, I thought you were going to say wings, and then you said fajitas, and it threw me off.
Did
But,
a little curveball there.
yeah.
Chicken fajitas is not a bad idea.
You struck me out looking.
So what are you eating on next Thursday night for the season opener, either at home or at Bank of America Stadium? Let us know to give me dinner ideas for tonight. Mike Mullis joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Mully, I assume you'll be watching at home next Thursday night. What's your ideal football food for either a Thursday night of watching or like an all Saturday grazing menu? What do you want?
Myself and my boys, my sons, we are kind of all wings all the time for any reason.
Yeah. And football just kind of adds to the equation there. So you're planning on wings next Thursday night?
Yeah, and we've got the setup clip. You've been over where you can be at the grill and looking, you got the TVs right there. So it works out nice.
All right. Mully's in with wings. Not the most exciting answer, but you want to talk about a constant, stable standby? Wings never fails.
When the pregame show ends, can we go over to Mully's house?
That is up to Mully. Mully?
Come on. You guys are more than welcome. Now, I will tell you, it's an interesting time for wings that they
true.
Becoming increasingly difficult to find.
Yep.
But me being the prepared person that I am, we actually stocked up. And when I say stocked up, we looked like we were preparing for the end of civilization, and the one thing we could not be without was chicken wings. So we do have plenty right now that will, if you guys come over, you may cut into our rations, but happy to have you.
All right, how about this, Mully? I probably won't go over next Thursday, but once the revolution begins, can I be locked inside your wing bunker with you?
Absolutely, yeah. No, we'll have and we'll have some other staples that are necessary for survival. So we'll be okay. We'll find our way.
All right, good deal. Mike Mullis joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Mully, we are 8 days away from East Carolina and Appalachian State. How you feeling as we sit here just over a week away about the season opener?
You know what? I like it, and I like the fact that we're seeing the numbers move a little bit. I think it's interesting. I think, honestly, man, I think App State has more to figure out going into this game than we do, especially as it relates to their quarterback. I think we'll get tested against the run early. But I kind of like where we're at. And I love the enthusiasm that's around town. Man, I'm excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. The nice part is, it's kind of tough to have a Thursday night game, but it actually works out well going into that particular weekend. It would kind of have maybe a light day on Friday, and it should be a cool deal.
And man, that week one schedule is stacked as part of the Dukes Mayo Classic there in Charlotte. You get a potential playoff preview with Clemson, Georgia, and a ton of other great games week one, Mully. So as a guy who has to work the majority of college football Saturdays, I am super happy to have that week one off to be able to enjoy football and eat some of those leftover wings on Saturday.
Yeah, you know what? I do feel really bad for you having to work, meaning monitoring and watching multiple football games to have the ability to talk about them. I do feel bad for you having to work in that capacity.
I appreciate your sympathy, and that's really all I want at times. We all need we need friends around us to pick us up during tough times like this. And you're one of those people, Mully, and I can always count on you.
And you know what's funny is I remember not too long ago picking you up the other way when you had plenty of free time and there was no football, and you were down in the dumps about that too. So maybe we need to find the positives in this, Clipper, and look at the fact that it's we've got football and you've got job security as long as we've got football.
Yeah. Between us, if there's one of us that is always like down and a total curmudgeon, it's definitely me and not you, Mully. How about the other day I texted you about a guy you like watching, Tony Finau, and I said, man, Finau's locked in. And you sent back one word, jinx. And then he won the event, and instead of saying, yeah, my guy won, you're right, he was locked in, you said, I was going to be really mad at you. Like, how about you be positive once in a while, Mully?
I'm positive I would have been if you jinxed it.
But I didn't.
When I started, I thought, well, no, you didn't. You didn't, and that's why I was happy. That was a happy text.
A happy text saying I was going to be mad at you.
Yeah, I was gonna, but I'm not. I'm happy.
How about your guy getting it done, Mully? And I think he's, number one ranked now in the FedEx points.
And you know what? He's had a sleepy great year. His finishes have been more than respectable. He's had a lot of top tens. He's had a great year, man, and it's just great to see him finish. And, people ask me why Finau, and I saw him on Faraday and really liked him then. I remember watching him and his brother on the big break and thought they were an interesting story. And I'm going to, the final deal for me was the hole-in-one at the Masters. He destroys his ankle and comes back and finishes second to Tiger Woods. And I thought the way he handled that was just unbelievable. So I'm a Finau guy, man. I've enjoyed watching him since the first time I ever got a chance to see him play.
What would this mean, I guess to Finau specifically, but to a golfer that is trying to crack that, that major glass ceiling, to win this event at the end, to win, I guess the entire season, Mully? How important is that compared to a Masters, U.S. Open, or PGA Championship?
Oh, look, man. I mean, those are all big things, and obviously, I think a Masters win is a differentiator for you for the rest of your life. You're a Masters champion, but the financial reward for continuing to advance in the playoffs and then potentially have a chance to win the FedEx Cup, the financial reward's pretty sweet. I want to say $10 million, or say it's a big number. So I think it's a cool deal and clearly a life-changing event.
Would you rather, if you're a golfer, win this or the PGA Championship?
Oh, this.
Yeah. How about, okay, Masters or this, you're going Masters. How about Open?
Yes.
Open, you're going to go Open, right?
Yeah, and those are just the traditional,
I'm just trying to figure out where this FedEx Cup deal stands amongst the other tournaments, and this is more of a season-long thing and then a 3-week thing at the end of the season, but it is a pretty big deal, and you've got it in the hierarchy above the PGA Championship but maybe below the others?
I would put it 4,
okay.
A third being the Ryder Cup.
Ah, okay. Which is also coming up. This is huge
to win a Ryder Cup. Be cool.
Okay, this is huge for guys like Finau. But how about you talk about the financial windfall that comes with it? Harold Varner III still being alive in this thing after putting together a good 4 days of golf at the Northern Trust, and he stays alive, Mully. Now, to advance to the final tournament of the season, he's going to probably have to win this weekend. But either way, he's a part of it and still earning money.
Yeah, as long as you're alive, right? I mean, that's all you want to do this time of the year. And that's the nice thing about the playoffs. It doesn't matter what sport the playoffs are in. As long as you're showing up with another opportunity, it gives you, you've got one chip and a seat at the table is all you can ask for this time of the year. So, yeah, I mean, it's a big deal for everybody in the field.
Mike Mullis joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Mully, the Bronx Bombers, the New York Yankees, cannot lose. They just took 2 from the Braves. Braves have won 9 in a row, and then the Yankees beat them twice in a row. Now the Yankees win streak is sitting at 11 in their very own division in the same exact sport they play. The Baltimore Orioles have lost 19 in a row. You got the hottest team in baseball and the worst team in baseball right there in the same division, Mully, in the AL East.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it's the Yankees and it's the Orioles. I mean, isn't that kind of the way it's supposed to be? The Orioles aren't.
It's not supposed to be this bad.
Not this bad, but the Yankees. I mean, they're the Yankees, and that's the expectation. And yeah, I mean, the Yankees are on fire. I mean, there's really nothing else to be said. And again, you've alluded to it before when we've talked about it. They've done a lot of this with what would seem to be smoke and mirrors, and they, stayed in the hunt with guys you'd never heard of, and then all of a sudden, as they start getting healthier, and despite Giancarlo Stanton's terrible mustache, they continue to stay hot and find ways to win ball games.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys you haven't heard of are the guys they're sending out to the mound. I mean, this is not Andy Pettit and Clemens and those guys. Now, they do have Garrett Cole, who they spent a boatload of money for, but they have a lot of unknowns on the mound, and I'm wondering how that translates to success once you get into postseason play.
And I think that's part of the beauty of an unknown. It's kind of like how many guys have you never heard of throw a no-hitter? And of course, now the scouting reports are catching up, and they've got good information on them, but guys that can get guys out, that's just what they do. They just get guys out. So, I mean, I don't – maybe the pressure of the postseason gets to them a little bit. I think they still look and see that NY on their chest and still realize they play at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And, there's a certain amount of bulletproofness, if that's a word, that comes along with wearing those pinstripes.
I saw this from the Associated Press today, Molly. It's probably a big nothing burger, but I'll ask you anyway. Game 7 of the World Series this year is scheduled to be played on November 3rd, if necessary. That'll be the latest. It's been played since 2009. Does that matter to you? I know you're down on Major League Baseball as a whole anyway, but I guess the latest World Series game has been played November 4th, 2001. That was in 2001 and 2009, those two games on that date. Is there such thing as like too late for a baseball game to be on, or do you care when it's played?
I don't like seeing World Series games played in the snow. I think it takes something away from it. So obviously that's a real possibility. I mean, I think there's probably a point at which it gets a little bit much. But, we see this with the NBA. We're seeing it with the NFL. With of course, their seasons are a little bit different. But we're seeing the elongated season and its revenue opportunities and all the things that go with it. So, but in answer to your question, I don't want to watch two teams play for the national championship or the World Series playing in the snow, and you get weather delays and whatever. It becomes a little ridiculous.
Mike Mullis joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Mully, anything else on your sports schedule these days? You watching any preseason? You keeping up with KBO? What else is going on?
No, I mean, very little KBO. It's been kind of hard to come by. I did see a highlight the other day. Kind of got the juices flowing.
Oh yeah.
I've watched some preseason. I find it interesting that Trevor Lawrence named the starter. When I watched him Thursday night against the Saints, my first thought was this dude is a long ways away from being a competitive NFL quarterback. I thought he looked a little bit overwhelmed and not. And when I say overwhelmed, it was almost physically like things just weren't quick enough, and the game just seemed to be a little faster than him. So I question that, and I wonder what Urban Meyer's motivation is there, and I wonder if Urban Meyer can get it done. We kind of had this debate amongst a group of us at a table the other night where, the guys that have had success coming from the college ranks to the pro ranks are fairly limited, and I just wonder where Urban Meyer's legacy is going to end up on that, and then what does it do to to a guy who already may have a little bit of a questionable legacy because of health issues or whatever, whatever other reasons he's left programs, what seemed to be prematurely. But I think that's a curiosity. I do think it's an interesting crop of rookie quarterbacks that we should have a lot of fun watching this year. So it should be an interesting year, and I'm obviously looking forward to. We got 4 or 5 college games this weekend.
Yeah.
So, always good to see those guys get back at it again. Whereas I don't think baseball should be played in the snow. I don't like football played when it's 100 degrees outside, but there's going to be some overlap somewhere.
Mully, we saw Nick Saban go 34-24-1 at Michigan State, went on to LSU, was in the Peach Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Cotton Bowl, Sugar Bowl, and then decided to go coach the Miami Dolphins. He was there for like a year and a half or whatever, 05, 06, then goes to Alabama, and we know what he's done there. Is it a similar path for Urban Meyer when you're there having a few amongst your buddies? Is that what you think, that he'll be at USC or back in the SEC here in a few years, or what do you think happens with him?
I think the better bet is who gets back to college the quickest, Matt Rule or Urban Meyer.
That's a good one. I like that bet.
And the only thing, and you would almost have to do it in like how many, number of years coach, because obviously I think Rule this could be his last year with Carolina. Maybe he gets one more, but the one that was brought up that's probably the most glaring failure, in my opinion, is the Lou Holtz experiment with the Jets, and that was just an ugly, couple seasons in the history of the game to watch one fall so far as.
Hey, thank you for bringing that one up, and not Steve Spurrier with Washington. I appreciate it.
Well, I just think Holtz was uglier. That deal. I mean, Spurrier is highly regarded, but I mean, we're talking about Lou Holtz. We're talking about coming from Notre Dame. It's just a different perception to me. But he also went to the Jets, and maybe his Notre Dame teams could have beat his Jets teams. I don't know, but that's another one. Spurrier was just a catastrophic flop.
He brought in all his old quarterbacks, Mullis, Shane Matthews, Danny Warfel, and was throwing it around there in D.C.
Yeah, well, see how that worked out.
It was bad. It was very bad. But we're brighter days ahead for the Washington football team. Mully, thanks for joining us today, man. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you next week on Game Week. How about that?
Oh, sounds great, buddy. Enjoy your the start of college football this weekend. You don't have any games to deal with, so I hope you enjoy your time off.
Get him off the phone. Thanks, Mully. Mike Mullis joining us today. I said get him off, Shirley. Get Mike Mullis out of here.
I couldn't move fast enough. I mean, I was doing stuff over here.
Okay, fair enough. We will take a time out. When we return, we will visit with The Voice. What is his take on ECU App State? We will break it down with him next week on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. How about a week out? Jeff Charles rundown on ECU and Appalachian State. We'll get that when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Damon West, motivational speaker and author.
The thing about with me is I started at an early age. I started drinking beer, smoking a little pot, and that led to a bad belief system. And I tell these college athletes and pro athletes and high school athletes everywhere I go that a bad belief system tells you to do something the wrong way over and over again. And the longer you hold on to a bad belief system, the harder it is to get rid of.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because slice to order makes a sub above. Alone, chicken, onions, peppers, and cheese have potential. Together, they have a purpose, a destiny, and a name. Jersey Mike's number 16 Chicken Philly. Because grilled to order makes a sub above.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
UBE is excited to offer the Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgating supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town and is your one-stop shop for all things ECU. Daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, Under Armour, and a fresh new ladies selection. And the young Pirates can plunder in the Crow's Nest, which is the only kid store dedicated to ECU in the nation. Plenty of free parking, and you can visit online at pirateware.com. They're geared up and ready to see you for football this season. Go Pirates!
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelves and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Hello, Greenville and Pitt County. We at Pitt County Schools want you to know that we are a thriving and connected school system ready and open for all students this year. We are offering all in-person learning with limited virtual options while operating on a 5-day, full-day schedule for our 38 school campuses. Pitt County Schools offers rigorous academic opportunities such as dual language programs, STEM engagement, global education, and college readiness. We also offer competitive athletics, full support for exceptional children, and career readiness opportunities such as paid apprenticeships and unique business partnerships. Pitt County Schools is fully committed to engage, empower, and elevate every student every day. Visit our website today at pittschools.org, where you'll find our new jam-packed strategic plan, our new mission and vision, our profile of a learner, or check out our unique preschools, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and early colleges. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student every day.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Still to come on today's show, Bryce Williams will join us inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll talk to the former ECU tight end, have our Bud Light ECU report. So got that on the way. Also, your answers to the question, where are you tailgating next Thursday and what are you eating? I'm getting a lot of answers on where people are tailgating. I'm not getting answers on food. Either they have not come up with their menu items yet, or in the case of Redbeard, they just don't follow rules and don't answer the question properly.
Well, they still have a week.
I know, but you know what? It's go time. It's time to make that decision.
It's time to make the decision.
You go home tonight, you better know what you're eating next Thursday, or it's going to be too late. You're going to go get the food you desire, and it won't be there.
And all the chicken wings are gone because Mike Mullis has them all at his house.
Exactly.
John Moody is going with fajitas and stuffed mushrooms. We'll have some of your answers. We'll talk about that with Bryce in hour 3 of today's show. Right now, we will talk some Pirate football with the voice, Jeff Charles, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line on a Wednesday edition of PRL. Jeff, how you doing today?
Clip, I'm doing great. I tell you what I've been looking at here this afternoon is the all-time series between East Carolina and Appalachian State. I think it might surprise some Pirate fans, but Appalachian State holds the advantage in the series. They've won 19 games. The Pirates have won 12. Now, the Pirates have had the better of it since 1975. In fact, East Carolina has not lost to Appalachian State in 46 years. Now, the two teams have not played every year. They've only played 6 times, but the Pirates are on a 6-game win streak going back to the 70s, but the all-time series does favor Appalachian State, and the Mountaineers and Pirates first got together on the Gridiron, Clip, way back in 1932.
Yeah, Jeff, and earlier in the week, Brian Bailey, and he said it. I don't know what exactly, if he meant to say it the way he did, but he said, maybe App State comes out and takes East Carolina lightly, looking at what the Pirates have been over the last few years. And that statement there, it's just amazing, because if you said that 10, 15 years ago, you would reverse that statement. I mean, I remember when Appalachian State came in here and Armani Edwards got injured, wasn't able to play, and I believe App State still hung with ECU that day, but the Pirates were big favorites in those games a decade ago, 15, 20 years ago. Now you look at it, and App State is the double-digit favorite. It's amazing how these programs have changed over that period of time.
Well, it really is, Clip, and the tide has turned. There's no question about that. East Carolina, now, as you mentioned, is a double-digit underdog as we talk today going into the game next Thursday in Charlotte. But they've done a really nice job with their program, and in fact, the one game that you referenced there, the game that was played in Greenville in recent years, if I'm not mistaken, Appalachian had the ball last, and they were throwing the ball in the end zone on the last play of the game to win the game. So that's how close that one was. Now, in the other game in recent years, the Pirates pretty much took care of business. But you're right. Things have changed, and you got to give Appalachian State a lot of credit. I mean, they've done a great job with their program. They have made a commitment to it. They moved up from the Southern Conference to the Sun Belt. At the time, a lot of people didn't think that was the right move, but it has turned out to be the correct move for them. And then, of course, their facilities have gotten a lot better. They've got really nice facilities there now. So, they've done a great job. They've had some good coaches, and even though some of them have left in recent years, the winning continues, and that's what happens when you have a winning program. Sometimes you can just plug the pieces in. That's what Appalachian State has been able to do, and that's my biggest concern going into this game next week for the Pirates, Clip, is that Appalachian State knows how to win games. I mean, they're coming from a winning culture, and East Carolina, as we all know, has not had a winning season in 6 years, and right now the Pirates don't know how to win games. So that's a concern, I think, going into next Thursday.
Jeff, talked to players and coaches at Media Day on Saturday. It was great to see you there back in Eastern North Carolina, but I think it was Elijah Morris specifically where he said, man, after that SMU game, we wish we had a game the following week. I almost wish this was game 11 of 2020 rather than game 1 of 2021, because it seemed like the Pirates really had momentum in that SMU game. Before that, Mike Houston didn't really have his signature win, and it goes back to what you just said. These Pirates have not done a lot of winning and don't know how to win. Well, they did on that Saturday at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. I don't think you can carry over that momentum into this week, but hopefully the momentum carried over into the winter workouts, the spring, and leading up to fall camp, and they can take some out of that bottle that they had in that SMU game, which was clearly the best game the Pirates have played in years, Jeff.
It really was. Offensively, they were terrific, as you remember in that game, Clip. They scored 52 points, and they just dominated a very good SMU team. It gave us all a lot of hope. And then SMU started coming back and scoring points and touchdowns later in the game. The game really wasn't a 52-38 game. That's a 14-point difference. And that game certainly was a lot more in favor of ECU. They dominated play throughout much of it. So, yeah, that's always a question. A big win or two late in the season, does it carry over to the next year? I think the coaches and players will tell you that it does. So that's good enough for me, but I think we'll find out a little bit more next Thursday. I'm just really impressed, Clip, with this Appalachian State team. I just think they're really good and they're balanced. They have a lot of experience on both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. And I was talking to some of the ECU coaches this week, and we were talking about Chase Bryce, their quarterback, the transfer from Duke. And obviously this guy is good. You don't go to Clemson as a quarterback and then play for Clemson and then win games at Clemson unless you're pretty good. So people look at those stats from last year, and they were bad, and Duke was a bad football team last season. They only won one game in the ACC, but I just don't believe he had much of a supporting cast around him. I don't know what kind of an offensive line or offensive weapons he had around him. So I give him a little bit of a mulligan when you look at all of those turnovers. I mean, a quarterback who's under heavy heat is going to make some mistakes, and I think this is what this guy did, throwing interceptions and fumbling the ball away like he did. But in talking to, again, some ECU coaches, they tell me that Appalachian State's personnel is better than Duke's. Mm-hmm. That this kid has a better supporting cast around him than what he had at Duke last year.
We talked about him with Igo yesterday and how the interception numbers were way up for him turning the football over, and we talked about the supporting cast around him at Duke as well. But, Jeff, it seems like Appalachian State, if they had their druthers, they're going to run the football. That's how the bread is buttered there. But that's when the play action hitting you over the top, Bryce can kind of show off what he has, his abilities. And that's what kind of worries you about them, right, Jeff? They're going to come in and like all teams, but especially App State, they're going to try to establish a run on the Pirates last year, averaging well over 264 yards a game running the football for App State.
Well, it's no secret. We'll talk about it more as we get closer to the game, Clip, but I'll tell you what, Appalachian State is going to come in with a mindset that we're going to run the ball down the throats of the Pirates, and that's just what they do, as you mentioned, and they've got three really good backs who can rotate in, and Cameron Peoples is a heck of a back, and he's big. He's 6'2", 210. He can run. He ran for over 300 yards in their bowl game, and then they've got two guys that come in behind him that are really good players as well. This is a deep Appalachian State team. Now, they did lose three starting offensive linemen, but they still have some good players coming back up front, and they've got guys who are ready to start now who have been in their program, and, they're like redshirt juniors who are finally getting a chance to start. So that's when your program is healthy, Clip, is when you've got guys who are redshirt juniors and they've not been in the starting lineup, and they're finally getting a chance to start, especially in the offensive line. So that's what we're seeing pretty much with Appalachian State. So, yes, we'll talk about it a little bit more next week and really X and O the game, but I think everybody's pretty much in agreement that they're going to come in and their focus is to run the football, and we're going to see if this Pirate defense is better, I think, in week one, and see if the Pirates can hold up in the trenches and do a nice job defensively. We all feel like this defense is going to be better, and I think the first test will come up next Thursday.
ECU App State next Thursday at Bank of America Stadium. We'll be with you 3:30 on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, taking you up to kickoff, and then Billy Weaver and I will be with you after the game, taking your calls on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. It's a great Thursday night of football in Week 1, and Week 1 is also Friday, Saturday all day, Sunday, and Monday, so the football is here. Jeff, there's actually a game next Wednesday night. It's UAB and Jacksonville State on ESPN, and I've been reminding folks that Week 0 is Saturday. There's a slate of games coming up this Saturday, including a Big Ten matchup between Nebraska and Illinois at 1 o'clock. UConn, Fresno State is at 2. Hawaii, UCLA at 3:30. UTEP, New Mexico State at 9:30. Southern Utah, San Jose State at 10 o'clock. So, Jeff, you got a slate of games there. Not the most attractive slate of games, but it's real college football. It'll be on TV. I know I'll be watching if I'm around the television. How about you this Saturday?
Oh, yeah, I'll be home, of course, this weekend as we kind of get ready to go over to Charlotte. So, yeah, I'll check some of those games out. UTEP and New Mexico State usually are two of the worst football teams in the country, as you know, Clip. But that is a big game because those two schools are only about 45 miles apart. It's amazing how close El Paso is to Las Cruces, New Mexico. I had never been to Las Cruces before, and when we were out there on a basketball road trip a few years ago, we said, well, let's get a car and drive up to Las Cruces and check it out.
which we did. Doug Martin is the head coach there, was at East Carolina for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
With Steve Logan. And so, yeah, for that part of the country, those two schools, that is a real rivalry game. So there will be a little interest, at least in that part of the country, with that game. But, as you mentioned, some of these other games, really not too much on the radar. It will be interesting to see if UConn is any better. I mean, they've been down so far, and Randy Edsall's now been there for a number of years. So if they're going to get better, it might be this year. So it'll be interesting. They have to go across the country, as you mentioned, to play Fresno. But it'll be interesting to see if they're going to be any better once they've decided to change course and leave the AAC.
Jeff, have you read into any of the alliance that has been put together by the Big Ten, ACC, and Pac-12? Looks like they want to create some sort of scheduling alliance. It appears that they want to stick together, not have their teams poached by the SEC, like the SEC did with Texas and Oklahoma. And I guess the end game to this is probably try to create I don't know, maybe a separate division of college football with what we know as the Power Five. I don't know how the Big 12 fits into all this, because they are left outside these talks and what the SEC did when they brought in Oklahoma and Texas. Maybe that's where Mike Oresco and the AAC is looking right now to get with the Big 12. But have you done any reading on this, Jeff? And what was your take on that announcement yesterday?
I was afraid you were going to ask me about that today, Cliff, as a matter of fact, because I'll tell you what, it's really hard for me to figure it out. I mean, they were going to do this in 2017, and then here we are 4 years later, and it's kind of like, they're talking about it again. I mean, my gut tells me that it's more a show for solidarity, and if it does happen, which is a few years away as far as the scheduling alliance is concerned, if it does happen, they're going to try and put together matchups for television. I think that's what it's about as much as anything. And let's face it, Ohio State, USC would be a great matchup if they would play. It would be great for television to have a national audience. And, a Clemson-Michigan game, if Michigan gets better, would be a great game. So I think they're kind of looking at it from that standpoint. But, there were just a lot of questions that came out of the Alliance press conference yesterday. It seemed like there were more questions about it than there were answers. So, it's just tough to figure it out, Cliff. I think everybody in college athletics these days, unless you're the true blue bloods, you're really just kind of scrambling right now to just figure out what you're going to do in the future. And it's, like we say, every day is a new adventure. It's a new journey. And it's really tough to kind of keep up with everything that's going on, because everything is just changing so rapidly with the college athletic landscape.
Jeff, you did an Inside the Booth years and years ago, and I just remember at the very end of it, I think it was about the talking heads on TV and everything that goes on outside the lines. And at the very end, you said, "Just give me the scores. Just give me the scores." And and I feel the exact same way. I love talking about football and previewing matchups, recapping games, and all this other crap. You have to talk about it because it's part of it, but that doesn't mean I have to like it,
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a big talking heads kind of guy to sit around and watch those shows, Cliff. Again, people enjoy them. I think it's wonderful. It's great. But I just don't get a whole lot of satisfaction out of watching them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
A lot of them are for entertainment purposes only, I think. So if I'm going to get my entertainment, I'm going to get it somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere other than Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless.
You took words right out. Yeah.
Jeff, couple of starting quarterbacks named in the NFL today, and no surprise, Trevor Lawrence will be the starter week 1 for the Jaguars. That's why they drafted him first overall. And Denver, I don't know if this is an admission that John Elway missed on yet another quarterback, but Teddy Bridgewater, who comes over this offseason from Carolina, has been named the week 1 starter over Drew Lock. And John Elway brings in Peyton Manning. They get a Super Bowl. Outside of that, he has tried Brock Osweiler and Paxton Lynch and Drew Lock and everything in between. And, we've seen it with Michael Jordan with the Charlotte organization and in other places. Just because you were one of the best on the field doesn't mean you can be one of the best in the front office. But John Elway not being able to draft a quarterback over these 10 plus years now, Jeff, however long it's been, is one of the more mind-numbing things in football to me. You would just think he'd hit on one of them, and he hasn't been able to so far.
Yeah, it's an exact science for sure, Clip, and yeah, I'm with you. You would think that they would have hit on somebody by now, and when we talk about organizations struggling, I haven't really paid that much attention to the Orioles, but I'm going to really look into the organizational structure and see exactly what's going on there. Because, Cliff, you and I have had this conversation before, especially in professional sports. When you're that bad for that long, there are some systemic reasons as to what's going on. You shouldn't be that bad for that many years. Because in professional sports, you get to draft and you get to trade and you get to sign free agents. And so you can get better. Sometimes in college athletics, if you're not a very good program, it's going to be really tough for you to get a whole lot better if you just don't have the infrastructure. But in professional sports, it's a different deal. And the Orioles have made so many changes, in the last few years. And to me, it looks like very few of them have worked out, including in the broadcast booth. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, at Pirate Radio, as you know, Cliff, we've carried the games for years. And I really loved listening to the old pros do the games. Fred Manfra and Joe Angel, I mean, they just sounded like baseball broadcasters on the radio, and they were staples for the Orioles for years. Now, both of those guys did retire. But, you look at all the guys that they've also had on television on Masson, and well-known, long-time broadcasters, and they cleaned all those guys out. Totally different guys on TV, totally different guys on radio. It just doesn't seem like, the Oriole broadcast or telecast that we once had. And Gary Thorne was another cast, of course. So, it's interesting. But, when you lose 19 games in a row like they have, and you've struggled so mightily like they have in the last few years, you kind of have to take, I think, a deep dive into it and see where they really are.
As they were losing their 19th in a row last night, Jeff, all I saw on Twitter was the Orioles had the number one ranked farm system in baseball. It almost felt like a propaganda machine out there, putting that out there as they were losing 19 in a row. If you're this bad and you're 38 and 86, you better have the best farm system going in baseball, because these Orioles fans, man, I don't know how they continue to show up to the park here late in the season.
I know it's really hard when your team is struggling that badly, and of course we go back to the great Orioles teams down through the years. And remember, Clip, when they used to call it the Oriole Way, and you had the Ripkins there, of course, and they had a real philosophy with that franchise and the way they did things in a first-class manner, and it just seems like all those things have kind of gone by the boards for them.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, man, my Braves were red hot, won 9 in a row, but they ran into an even hotter team. The Yankees took 2 from Atlanta on Monday and Tuesday night. The New York Yankees have now won 11 in a row, still 4 games back of Tampa Bay, who is 30 games over 500, and the Rays have won 3 straight. The Red Sox have won a couple in a row after floundering out of the All-Star break, so they're still alive in the wild card hunt. But Jeff, the Yankees making some noise here, made some big moves at the deadline, and it appears those moves have paid off.
Yeah, it really does. Anthony Rizzo had the COVID issue, and of course he's back now, Clip, and with all that power they have in that lineup, I mean, they're going to win games. There's no doubt about that. You mentioned Tampa Bay. It's just amazing what they're able to do. And then you go on the other side of the country, and Oakland is the same way, and what they're able to do. Now, the naysayers will say, oh, yeah, they're really good. They're contenders, but they can't win the big one, and that just shows that you cannot win the big one in Tampa or in Oakland anymore. But I would like to see one of those franchises, win a World Series one of these years to just prove that you can win a World Series in Tampa or in Oakland. But, maybe this will be the year for Tampa. It's amazing to me what they are able to do. And so you talk about franchises that struggle personnel-wise with people making decisions. But look at all the good decisions that Tampa has made down through the years, and the way they're able to compete and win. And it's just not by accident. It's because they have a game plan and they have good people in the right places who make the right decisions. And it's amazing to me that they're able to do what they do. And it's a shame that they play in that ballpark that they play in. And, you hear all these wild rumors that they're going to play half their games in Tampa and maybe half somewhere else in the future. I just wish they would build them a nice stadium there and really cement that franchise, because, my goodness, those players and those people in the front office and the ownership, I mean, they're doing everything they can to win, and they're winning, and they really deserve to have a nice place to play.
Yeah, and Jeff, I believe the AAA guys, when they get called up, are like, wait, this is where I have to play now? Because they're in Durham, right? The AAA affiliate. That's a nicer park probably than the Major League team gets to play in.
Yeah, well, it really is. And, of course, we have firsthand knowledge of working there when the Pirates played IOU in the bowl game there a number of years ago. And then I've attended some Tampa Bay Rays baseball games when I've been in Florida just as a fan. And, the one thing I've never figured out, Clip, about that stadium is that outfield turf and why it has all those faded different colors in the turf. It's just, it's like, can't you paint it or can't you do something else? It looks so bad in person and also on TV. And, as a fan, and I've been there as a fan, it's nice to walk up a half hour before the game and, sit in the box seat 3 rows up from the field.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing about it, but they just don't get the support that they deserve.
Well, Jeff, you'll have, I'm assuming, some nice surroundings next Thursday night at Bank of America Stadium. Pirates, let's see, hadn't been there since the South Carolina game, 2011. Is that right, Jeff? But you like calling a game there in Charlotte?
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's great working in an NFL stadium, Clip. We have the opportunity to do that in Charlotte, and, of course, a couple of other places in the AAC when we go to South Florida and play at Raymond James. And then when we go up to Philadelphia and play Temple at the Link. So, yeah, they're great facilities. It's wonderful to have a booth like we have to work in. And, yeah, Charlotte will be fun. I wish the game was on Saturday. I wish it was a Saturday afternoon game.
Yeah.
There were forces that move that game, as we all know. So you line up and you play on Thursday night. But it's a great stadium to work in. Anytime you go to an NFL stadium, you're going to work in a really nice place.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, got sports trivia tonight, 8 o'clock at A.J. McMurphy's. We'll have a special guest host that came up with all the questions. How about Jody Jones, ECU men's basketball SID, will be the guest host tonight. So Jody's a big baseball guy, hoops guy as well. So I know he'll have a lot of great questions for us. And while that's going on, AEW will be going on tonight, Jeff. Make sure you tune in on TNT tonight because CM Punk made his return to wrestling and to AEW over the weekend. It was a weekend of big returns. Becky Lynch coming back in WWE. Brock Lesnar made his return at SummerSlam. So CM Punk going to be on tonight, Jeff. He's one of the best on the mics, and make sure you tune into that.
Well, I will. I'll tune in and see CM Punk tonight. And I know you guys will have fun with Jody. I'll tell you, Jody knows a lot about sports. He's almost a walking index, though, on ACC basketball, and especially the Tar Heels, but ACC basketball in general. So, folks coming out,
okay,
AJ's, get ready, because I bet you Jody will be loaded with some ACC basketball questions.
All right, I'm going to study up on that, maybe the Cardinals, some other things he's got some interest in. So good heads up there, Jeff. Jeff, thanks for your time as always. We'll talk to you next week, and we'll also talk to you next Thursday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate as we get folks set for ECU App State. Exciting time of the year, Jeff, and we appreciate your time as always.
Sounds good, Clip. Looking forward to it. Have a good one.
There is the voice, Jeff Charles, joining us today on the Fixed NC Live Line. Looking forward to breaking it down even more with Jeff coming up next Thursday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 2, get you ready for hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We got more on the way after this.
Hey Birdland, experience an Orioles game this season with the convenience and privacy of your very own suite. Choose from an array of options and prices to gather with family and friends or entertain clients. Each suite features climate-controlled interior seating, a private restroom, and comfortable outside seating. Plus, enjoy the best views of Camden Yards. Suites can accommodate 8 to 22 guests. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now. Learn more about single-game suites at Orioles.com/suites.
Why do I run? Is it because I'm driven? Because I love the challenge? God, no. I do it for the beer. If you're the kind of runner who does it for the beer, this summer you can get one on us with the Michelob Ultra Beer Run. Grab your run buddies and get out there, because this summer there's beer at the finish line. Sign up at ultrabeerrun.com and trade your miles for beer.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
Hi, this is Karen Staten with AG Home Solutions. Thinking of remodeling? We are your one-stop shop for all your home design needs. Our AG Home Solutions design team has over 25 years of experience. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? Looking to upgrade your cabinets, countertops, tile, or flooring? The Design Center is open to all homeowners and contractors. Call us for an appointment. Visit agshomesolutions.net and mention Pirate Radio to receive a $100 discount through the end of August. AG Home Solutions, turning your remodeling dreams into reality.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
This is CJ Johnson, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at PR927FM. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at FreePR927FM.
Join the close to 50,000 followers today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Alrighty, wrapping up hour number 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up in hour number 3, Bryce Williams will join us. We'll talk some Pirate football. We'll talk some tailgating food. We will go Pirate Radio Outdoors. We'll open up the Pirate Radio Booty Bag, a huge hour 3 on tap. And right now we're eating ice cream. There was a ice cream truck set up outside the Pirate Radio studios. Shirley was first to go, followed by Chandler. and then
I look, and there's Clip Brock.
You brought up the rear, buddy.
I was taking the trash out, and I looked, and I was like, that's an ice cream truck. So I came back inside, and I said, hey, there's an ice cream truck in there. Shirley goes, what? She said, what, really? I said, look out the window. And she was like, I'll be right back. And then I followed her, and then next thing I know, I turn around, and Clip Brock is ordering chocolate, strawberry, and butter pecan.
With whipped cream.
With whipped cream. I had to get some whipped cream. Shirley went with the strawberry. Chandler, what'd you get?
The banana split.
You didn't get the cappuccino crunch?
Are you done with it? Holy crap.
Dude!
I'm done, baby.
Good work. You took that down
Well,
quick.
I mean, when you're talking about food and football, you might as well, if somebody presents an opportunity to have a ice cream truck right outside your front door, you go get ice cream.
Yeah, maybe think about this in your cooler for a hot day at Bank of America Stadium or a hot tailgate at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Maybe throw a little frozen dessert in the cooler there. All right, that was a great segment, one of our best of all time.
Yep.
Take a time out. We'll come back. Hour 3. Bryce Williams is here. The early bird gets the worm. He is ready to roll on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand-new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand-new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
This is Dr. Chris Hasty with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. For more than 35 years, we've been taking care of the student athletes at East Carolina University. We are happy to receive the designation of official team physicians from the university. Whether you need assistance with a sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, my colleagues and I are here to help. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Thinking of remodeling your home or business? AG's Home Solutions has been serving the remodeling needs of Eastern North Carolinians since 2017. The company specializes in additions, kitchen and bath remodels, historic preservation, commercial upfitting, and new construction. AG's Home Solutions offers a full-service design center and showroom staff with knowledgeable sales and design consultants ready to help with any remodeling project. Visit aghomesolutions.com to get started today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Broad.
All righty, welcome in to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday, 8 days away from kickoff.
Did you finish your ice cream already?
Yeah, I got down to the bottom bit.
I hadn't even finished mine yet.
And chunked it. It was good. Nice, cool, tasty treat on a hot summer day.
You can't beat it.
And Bryce Williams is here. Bryce, you're talking about how hot it is. You've been outdoors today.
It's a warm one. It's a barn burner.
Bryce, I understand that you were all prepared to talk about tomorrow night's kickoff between ECU and App State, but you got one more week to wait.
I know, daggum. I was even at the house this morning getting ready. Thinking on the week, and I'm like, oh man, I get to watch ECU football tomorrow. That'll be fun. I wonder what station it's going to be on. I was like, is it going to be on ESPN Plus? Is it going to be on TV? And then I was, of course, talking with Troy out there, and of course he reminded me it is next week.
So next Thursday. Yeah.
I was all ready to talk about it, and
we can still do that.
Talk about the day before the game, traveling, the movies.
I guess we should save that for next week.
Yeah, we can save that.
All right. By the way, it'll be on ESPNU.
So we are on
television.
TV, so that's nice. Do I have that? I need to ask Anna if we have that.
Yeah, ask the old lady if you got ESPNU. If not, you need to get it between now and then.
The game's at what?
7:30.
30. Okay.
All the details.
I'm set. ESPNU 7:30.
I tell you what, if you have questions about that game, you've come to the right place because I got all the answers.
I tell you, y'all, this is another 100th reason why Pirate Radio is great. I get all my sports information
when you come in on Wednesdays.
When I come in on Wednesdays and through obviously social media. So Troy saved me from looking like a jackleg in here saying I can't wait for the game tomorrow. All that. So scheduling. So pretty much scheduling. Hot news. How do y'all put that on Instagram? Hot read.
Everything's hot. Yeah.
Everything's hot. What's happening, where, when.
Set those eyeballs on fire, baby.
I tell you. So I really don't need anything else except for to follow Pirate Radio in every aspect of my life.
Thank you for that promo, Bryce. That's beautiful. I threw out some questions on Twitter, and nobody follows instructions anymore. And I wonder if it's because, so it was a two-part question. Are you tailgating at home or at Bank of America Stadium next week? Your answer would be at home, I guess.
Yeah, I'll be at home.
And the second question, what's on your tailgate menu? Now, is it too far away to think about that? Because I'll be here.
What are you going to have? Because I already got something in my mind.
We don't know what we're having as of yet, what food will be provided to us.
I already got it in my mind.
But that's what I want to hear.
Hungry.
I'm going to run over some of the answers. Redbeard didn't follow rules. He didn't say what he was eating. Cam will be tailgating at UNC Charlotte and hopping on the train to root for the Pirates. But again, didn't say any food. Let's see. This guy is C. Brooks, and his Twitter handle is TChadDB. So I don't know what the hell this guy's name is. He says, I'll be at the game next Thursday night, then headed to the infield at Darlington. The whole weekend is going to be a long tailgate.
Man.
No room for food in the coolers.
Wow.
So that sounds like one heck of a sports weekend.
Sounds good, but if you ain't got any food with what other you got else in the cooler,
it's going to be struggling.
It's not going to be too good a combo.
Friday night, Saturday is going to be rough. Jack, I can't read exactly what he said. He said he'll be at home watching TV and plucking his chicken that he's going to cook.
Mom and Dad will be at the game. Dad just texted me.
All right, ask him what he's going to be eating.
Dad, what are you going to be eating?
Text back in. Jack's going to be cooking some chicken while watching the Pirates cook the Gamecocks. So
nice.
Chicken
That's
on the
clever.
menu there. ECU Jungle is going to hit up some bars in the afternoon and then be in his seats 30 minutes or so before the game.
Wow.
John is having Johnny Rogers Barbecue on Graham Street. It's an 80-person tailgate.
Holy moly.
60 ECU people, 20 App State people.
Wow.
That sounds
That's
like
a big game.
Sounds like a cool event. And let's see, Justin Bear, who works with ECU, says he'll be tailgating at Johnson Stadium as ECU women's soccer takes on Campbell. Okay. Jay will be tailgating at Croxley's of Franklin Square. I don't know. At Franklin, I don't know what any of that means. If any Pirate fans want to join him. Tripp's going to the game. Didn't say what he's eating. Justin will be tailgating at Carter Finley Stadium as NC State takes on South Florida.
Wow.
Donald Juan. I guess that's the long name for Don Juan. 2 suites at the Residence Inn next door. Chicken wings, Tito's, and Blue Moon.
That
All
sounds
right.
pretty good.
Good tailgating menu. What's
said-
Dad eating?
I've never even heard him mention this. He said, I'd like those fat Norman hot dogs. Norman's hot dogs.
Okay.
And a beverage.
Good deal. So hot dogs on the menu. I saw somebody on Facebook
That's
Live say they were going. Let's see. Eric is tailgating at Little's Hardware, a couple of blocks away from the stadium. Hot dogs and wings and adult beverages.
Hot dogs and wings? Is that normally
Not
normally
really.
It's pizza and wings.
Yeah, or
He's switching it up for sure, but
hot dogs and burgers.
Hot dogs and burgers. Pigs and I'll wait till you ask what I'm.
Okay, all right.
I'll wait.
Scott's our Maryland listener. He says he'll be eating some Maryland crab cakes. I like crab cakes. That's that sounds good. And then John got us all started. He said he's doing chicken fajitas and stuffed mushrooms, which is not what you think about with the tailgate food. But the more I think about it, the more I'm into it.
I think Dad said the fat Norman hot dogs, right? He's mistaken. I said, what? Well, he takes back. He said, "There's hot dogs at the beach." The hot dogs at the beach. He mistaken Norman's for Nathan's.
Oh, okay. Norman.
So he meant the Nathan's hot dogs.
He's the Norman's hot dogs eating champion. Joey Chestnut.
Oh,
the
that's
Nathan's
funny.
hot dog eating.
Nathan.
All right, there you
That's
go.
funny. He did have trouble with that week.
All right, Bryce. What's on your menu for next Thursday? What do you want?
I mean, I think definitely like the Nathan hot dogs, but one thing I typically have is, Mom makes like the sausage Velveeta dip.
Oh, man.
And
I had some of that at a fantasy draft on Saturday.
Oh, God. I haven't had it
It is
forever.
so good.
I love that stuff. And pigs in a blanket Mom makes. And what's funny, and my brother and I didn't, Sean, the twin, we didn't play this one time. We were at some game or wherever we were, and I got to play the pigs in a blanket and then the Velveeta dip, and then he did too. Well, I'm sitting there taking my pigs in a blanket and scooping it with a Velveeta dip. And that.
Good
Well,
move.
sure enough, my brother sits down. None said a word to him, and he did the same thing and ate it. And my mom was like, "You got to be kidding!" Because she was sitting at a table. But then definitely that. I am a veggie tray guy, like broccoli,
Love a veggie
peppers,
tray.
yeah, like carrots.
I'm cucumbers, broccoli, carrots. I'll even do some radishes.
Good cauliflower.
Do you go in ranch?
Ranch.
Yeah, you got to go ranch. Yeah.
Cauliflower, peppers. So I mean, definitely a veggie tray in there. So we and you are pretty good. We pretty much could. We're on the same wavelength.
I haven't had a pig in a blanket in probably 15 to 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It has
they're
been a while.
So good.
Chandler, you seem to perk up when he said pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, I'm a big pigs in a blanket guy.
So good.
My mom used to make them all the time too.
Remind me. So it's a wiener
cut in half
in a
croissant.
Now, is there any cheese involved or just the
croissant, and then you just dip it in ketchup?
But you like to dip, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even think about. You said you dipped the pigs in the blanket in the sausage
in the
dip?
Velvet. Yeah.
Oh man,
Dude.
what a big play!
Dude, it's good.
Big play, Bryce Williams. I like that.
You need to try it.
A double porker there.
The Honeycutt House, we like buffalo chicken dip on game days.
That sounds
now
great.
that's
Any
good.
kind of hot dip.
So my aunt, what did she do? She would get a rotisserie chicken, shred it off the chicken, and then do it in the buffalo chicken dip. So it's like a double bang on like seasoning, flavor. So, golly, I'm hungry. So that'd be cool. We would have a great tailgate.
We would. Just a big fat tailgate.
Golly,
and
feeling great.
I'd be the ringleader of that.
Yes.
All right. So there is our food ideas for next Thursday. Then comes the football. Bryce Williams, and I'll tell you what, we'll get to that when we return. We'll hear some of Mike Houston's comments from ECU Football Media Day, get Bryce's thoughts on the season opener, East Carolina and Appalachian State. Also, we'll make you a winner when we return on Pirate Radio Live. More to go on a Wednesday after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brownwood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brownwood, get an all-new 2021 Buick Encore GX and save over $2,650 or 0% for 72 months. As always, Brownwood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownwoodauto.com.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's 1 pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Summer is a great time to buy beautiful new furniture at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Now, during our big summer sell-off, we've lowered prices all over the store. You'll find a great selection of the hottest living room furniture, bedrooms, and dining sets at savings that are hard to resist. And look for huge in-stock savings on sofas, sectionals, and recliners from Lazy Boy, Bassett, and Rowe with the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, enjoy local delivery for just $20.21 during the big summer sell-off now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Hey Birdland, do you want access to every Orioles home game in August and September? Now you can with O's Unlimited. For just $40 per month, you can have month-long access to every game in August and September. The O's Unlimited Pass will give you general admission standing room only access throughout Oriole Park, including the flag court and Budweiser roof deck. To purchase your O's Unlimited Pass, visit the Orioles Ticket Marketplace at Orioles.com/tickets or the MLB Ballpark app and have your tickets delivered instantly within the app.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, you're getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has nationally certified therapists for physical, occupational, speech, and massage therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com for more information. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Clip Brock and Bryce Williams hanging out. 8 days away from kickoff, East Carolina and Appalachian State, and Mike Houston had some good comments from him over the weekend at ECU Media Day. And let's start with Cup 4. Need a big year from Holt Nailers. He's got some weapons behind him in the backfield and also at receiver. How about the offensive line? Mike Houston talked about the depth of the offensive line heading into 2021.
Well, I mean, I think you saw today our first group. I think is very solid. I think we have a couple of guys that are in that second group that I consider them to be starters also. So I think compared to where we have been the last couple of seasons at this point, I think we're in a much better place depth wise. We're in a much better place overall talent wise. So they face a lot going against our defense because our defense is so multiple, and so I think that's a good thing as far as their preparation because. They've had to block against a lot of different looks.
Bryce, there were times last year ECU was so undermanned at O-line they just could not get anything going offensively because it takes away like half or 75% of your playbook when you can't do certain things you want to at the O-line position. When you guys had it rolling with Lincoln Riley and company, I mean, the offensive line was almost an afterthought, and maybe that's because it was good and solid, right? You just didn't really think about it because you weren't concerned about it.
For sure, yeah. I mean, you hear pretty much every coach say, it starts up front, which, I mean, is definitely obvious. If you can't block the run, well, then you can't obviously run the ball. You can't pass pro, well, then you can't throw the ball. So it's definitely enlightening to hear, Coach Houston talk how well the O-line are looking this year, and hopefully they can obviously carry that to this season. Of course, you hear they had one of the best camps they've had. You sort of hear that each year, which is obviously good to be for that to be said, and everything would obviously we're wanting to see it in the season, which like I said, I'm always optimistic each game, so hopefully they can carry that over to Next Thursday.
I wish it was tomorrow because I'm almost tired of talking about this off season and this game coming up. And Steve Shankweiler, ECU offensive line coach, told me on Saturday that one of their guys started every game last year. He is a backup this year, and he's a better football player right now than he was last year.
Wow.
So, and he's speaking of Fernando Fry there, who now Avery Jones has moved over to that center position. Fry, a very valuable backup at both center and guard. So you and I heard even Holden Ahlers talk about how he didn't really, and I think it's said who the five are going to be, but his point was, last year he knew his five was going to be because that's all they had, basically. This year they have more options to run out different lineups, different sets up front, and that is a good thing for this ECU team. Depth at O-line, depth at a lot of positions. That's because the team is experienced, and Mike Houston talked about that. This is cut five, Shirley.
Well, I think that's something that's certainly a strength. The guys, we have a very positive culture in the locker room. I think anybody that's been around one of our team meetings, before I come in there, it's a real positive vibe from everything. It's a group that, they take pride in the way they play on the field. They take pride in the way they carry themselves around campus. And we have new players come in. Ron Vanderlyn came in this summer, and he just commented to the coaches just how welcoming our locker room was, and just how everybody tried to work to make him feel like he was a part of them almost immediately. And so I think that really speaks to just kind of the culture and character of that roster. So I do think that's a strength of the program.
That is a positive, Bryce, and it's kind of like the leave it better than you found it. When you leave, you want to have the younger guys be ready to step up in your place. So you went through it first coming into ECU. You had guys who were watching out for you, welcoming you into the locker room, and then by the time you leave, you're showing guys how they're supposed to act in the locker room. And with that extra year, you've got so many guys that have played together. This team has been a team for a long time. Then that part of it should be taken care of. Everything as far as, knowing your role on the team, knowing your role in the locker room, all that stuff is settled, and it's something Mike Houston doesn't have to worry about at all at this point.
Yeah, definitely. When you have, good cohesion throughout the team, I mean, like they said, you leave, like a brotherhood. I mean, you go through a lot with those guys. Good stuff, bad stuff. You're, working hard, and the ups and downs, and to have that in the locker room is definitely, definitely something good. Because when everybody's, everybody likes each other, then you're going to collaborate well on the field, and communicate, and you got each other in everyone's best interest. So I think that's really important for sure to have that.
And also, that kind of reminds me of talking to the players, and we'll have our Players Lounge podcast coming up at 6 o'clock with Holden Ahlers and DJ Ford, Rajay Harris, Bruce Bivens, Xavier Smith, CJ Johnson, Tyler Sneed. I think I named them all. And they talked about the old, we are tired of hitting each other. We're ready to hit somebody with a different uniform. And that feeling comes with fall camp ending and heading into game week, Bryce. I'm sure you remember that, where you were like, I like going up against these guys, but I'm ready to take on somebody that I'm not seeing every single day.
When you're doing that, I guess in a way, it gets monotonous. Like, goodness gracious, he knows where I'm going to block you. They know the plays. You're like, my goodness, you just see the same face every day. You're like, my goodness, but I love you, but God, I'm
tired of you.
Sick of dealing with you and getting long-armed, and it's like, man. So it is. I mean, especially next week with the game coming up. I mean, it's each year, it's super. Well, heck, each week it's exciting, because it's so fun to play, different teams. Each year. Obviously your non-conference games are exciting. To get to play people outside of your conference is super fun. Especially when you get to play the SEC or the ACC schools.
Play in the NFL stadium this week too. Next week.
They get to play in the NFL stadium, so that'll be. I know the guys will love that, and to be in that atmosphere. So I mean, I know the guys, probably getting all antsy and ready, and they think that the 8 days is gonna take forever to get here, but as they know, they're so busy that it'll get here before they know it. So I mean, I'm excited for them to know, knowing what they're about to have come up.
Bryce, during your time at Marshall or early days here, were you ever on the scout team prepping these starters?
Yeah, so at Marshall, when I was a whopping 195 moving, coming in, I was on scout team, and yeah, it wasn't
playing what, receiver, tight end?
Yeah, whatever I was. I just read a card. Some damn times I was in the backfield. Just doing whatever.
Now look, it's important though, right?
It is. It definitely is. As at Marshall, I didn't really get the gist of it and the importance of it, and I was like, golly, I don't want to, whatever. Of course, I had to block Vinny Curry a few times, so I was like, dadgummit. But yeah, and then obviously ECU, I was scout team for a little bit, and then fortunately got moved to the travel squad and everything. But it's very important. If you have scout guys who are lollygagging, or not lollygagging, but just not giving good looks is definitely frustrating, because you're like, daggum, give me something like that. I don't want to be, I want to have it so, relative to what the game possibly can be. So, scout team guys definitely have the role, and, it's definitely an important one.
Vinny Curry is still in the NFL.
Is he really?
Signed a deal with the Jets in March and has been in the league since 2012. And, clearly, when you're facing a guy like that, you're like, man, this guy's big, this guy's quick, he's tough. But, what separates him from another guy you would face? Could you tell then that he was pretty elite? Or,
I think it was that, because obviously he was a senior. Yeah, he was a senior. He had some fast hands. I do remember that, and strong. But as a senior of that caliber, already knowing what's going to be going on for you in the next few months, after the next few months of the season, it was kind of he would do his technique and do well, but it was almost like he was just going through the motions, and it wasn't hard for him. He worked hard, obviously, you could tell that, but things like that. I was like, man, mainly like his hands and just strong, fast.
Still playing. It was a second-round pick in 2012. All right, let's hear more. How about this, Bryce? We see this every year. It's always a special moment when a walk-on goes to a scholarship player, and that happened to Macy O'Donnell, being put on scholarship, the East Carolina backup running back. And this is Cut 6. Shirley, Mike Houston talked about that.
Well, just, he's a guy that's, he was here when I got here, and he works so hard. He wears so many different hats for us. He's going to be on the 4 core special teams. He has taken a lot of snaps at tailback this fall. With Sneed and Josiah sideline today, he took a lot of snaps in the slot. So he's a very versatile guy, and he's a loyal core guy too. Strong character. Already has his undergraduate degree. Very popular in the locker room, and so Coach Kirkpatrick and I made the decision that he had earned that, and so I wanted to do it in a way that was special for him, and so we did it at the end of the scrimmage to where all of his teammates are around there with him, and all it took was the mention of that, and you saw the reaction. Anybody was in the stadium saw the reaction of his teammates. I think that says a lot about him. And how everybody feels about him. I think it also says a lot about just that group right there and how much they care about each other. So really proud of him. He's an outstanding young man, great representative of our university.
I love those stories, Bryce. And when you came from Marshall to ECU, did you have a scholarship or?
No, I was just another preferred walk-on leaving Marshall. Heck, I played, I guess it was 2 years. Had 3 seasons? I played 2 years. I didn't get a scholarship till my seat going into my senior year.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
So I was just a walk on the whole time. I'm making plays as touchdowns, but whatever, It is what it
I didn't realize that. Yeah, you were a pretty darn good walk on then.
Yeah, for pretty much my whole career, I was a walk on. So
ironically enough, you were behind a walk on for a lot of your career.
Oh yeah,
Justin Hardy. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But those moments are always cool. I don't remember a cool video of Bryce Williams being put up. Now they videotape everything. Oh yeah, they make it a moment.
Yeah, there was nothing. Nothing for me. Whatever. But,
let's recreate the moment.
Yeah.
What was it? I guess Coach Ruff. Hey Bryce, you on scholarship?
Yeah.
Bryce goes,
woo!
Dang,
that's
pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, no, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just go up to the office and sign a paper and yada yada yada.
God, that's boring.
Yeah, but so that's what that was. Me and
No
Charlie,
frills.
Charlie Coggins. So at least him and I got to perk up. Oh, cool.
Charlie Coggins, was he a long snapper?
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that left the. Help me out. He left. Was it Koozies or Chandler
for the draft, or like he would? I think he did it.
Was it in Indianapolis at the combine or something?
Yes, he went to the combine and left like koozies with his name, his height, his weight,
like around different places.
You never knew about that?
No, it is ringing a bell.
Yeah.
I forgot he went to the combine. Did he go to
I don't know if he was in it. I think he just was like in the surrounding area, like leaving his name places. So scouts would run into it and pick it up.
I remember that.
And so he was a go-getter.
That is
Charlie was still is a great guy.
Yeah.
He taught me lessons back in high school. So
That's right. You were a long snapper guy.
Yep. Boring.
Hey, you can. Them guys stay in it. That's for dang sure.
One guy says Bryce got robbed if they didn't put him on scholarship till the senior season. That's bleepy. Is that true?
Oh yeah.
You were just out there.
I played South Sea 2012. I was, that's when I got to ECU. Was about Justin Jones, and then next year 2013, 2014,
Wait.
nothing.
So that touchdown you scored against Virginia Tech in 2013, you were not on scholarship?
No, I wasn't on scholarship till it was, I think, the spring after. So 2 years, 2 years of playing and yada yada yada.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So my senior season, I finally got on scholarship.
All right. Well, good.
Yeah.
I'd say you earned it, Bryce.
Yeah, I did my best.
I don't know if y'all talked about this, but did they surprise you like they did Maceo? Or
We talked about that, Chandler.
Dang it.
Oh, no.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah.
I'm doing other things that I have to do for Pirate Radio.
No, there was no surprise.
It was boring. It was just
boring.
Kind of typical of Bryce. Very no frills.
Yeah. None of my buddies no one even knew.
We already did that too.
Yeah. He's
literally about 2 minutes.
Dang.
Yeah, we did this segment already.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Charlie Coggins?
I was just in that conversation. You SOB. Surely like that one.
Good. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong to think you should pay attention to the show. You know what? Maybe that's on me.
I'm having to do another
Maybe
job.
I expect too much of the producer.
We want
to listen to the show. But you know what? I'm the SOB.
Yeah.
I have to wear multiple hats in this
It's
organization.
not your job to pay attention to the show you produce. You're right. Shame on me for thinking that. Shirley, cut 7. Mike Houston talks about the importance of walk-ons.
Well, this is the biggest roster we've carried into the season. There's lots of issues that go along with that nobody else has to deal with other than John Gilbert and the administration and myself. Title IX within the athletic department really limits, some things. So, I think that's the frustrating thing about the NCAA, just, kind of throwing that blanket waiver out there, and now the institutions are left to kind of work through how to make it work. But within our programs, wherever I've been, it has always been an opportunity where you earn what you get. So you come here as a walk-on, Elijah Morris, Tyler Sneed, now Macy O'Donnell. You come here as a walk-on, and you go out there and you perform on the field, you'll be rewarded. And I tell the kids, I could care less. I don't care what your name is. I don't care what you look like. I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're a scholarship, walk on. I don't care. The best players are going to play, and the best players will, separate themselves by the way they perform on the practice field. And so I think this is a place where you can come here and get a chance. And I think that you have numerous examples of that on our roster.
All right, Mike Houston there. He proved he practiced what he preached last year with those 2 running backs coming in as true freshmen, and had the best weeks of practice and got the most playing time on Saturdays. And that's why we know the names Rajay Harris and Keaton Mitchell. They had fantastic freshman seasons, and we didn't know a darn thing about them, Bryce, heading into the year.
Yeah.
So, that was a good story in 2020, and looking forward to big years for those guys in 2021. All right, let's take a break. As we do, we need to make somebody a winner. Shirley Rhodes.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317-1250. Bryce has a question. What we winning?
What we winning? What is today? Wednesday?
Today is Wednesday.
How about you decide you're not going to cook dinner and pick up a pizza? How about that?
Oh, gosh.
Large 2-topping pizza, courtesy of Domino's.
Get the door. It's Domino's. We're making you a winner of some Domino's pie here on a Wednesday. Why is it not Wednesday?
Wednesday? That's Wednesday. I never know how to spell it. I'm like Wednesday.
Wednesday. Anyway, namaste. What caller will
I'm going to say. I'm going to go with 12. Caller 12.
Call 12. 317-1250. You can win
me a pizza, Dad.
A Domino's pizza. See if you can beat Bryce Williams' dad.
12.
Caller 12. We're back with you after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Carl Lester Crumpler.
I remember making the decision in the hallway of our athletic area at Fife, breaking down in tears, saying that I would attend East Carolina University, and I literally cried like a baby, not being disappointed, but just like the relief of the pressure of having made a decision, and I never looked back from that point on.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Down East Wood Ducks baseball is back. Come out Friday, August 27th for the Youth T-Shirt Giveaway for kids 12 and under, presented by Lenoir County Public Schools. Get your tickets now at woodducksbaseball.com or call the Wood Ducks offices at 252-686-5164. See you at Granger Stadium for Wood Ducks baseball. Go Woodies!
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit qualityequip.com.
Pirate Nation, the newest sports bar is Quarters Bar and Grill, offering gourmet burgers, hot dogs, and wings with unique flavors Greenville has never seen. Pirates like to drink too. Quarters Bar and Grill offers a selection of 10 beers on tap and over 50 different craft beers. Come check us out at Quarters Bar and Grill, open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 11, located at the shopping center next to Krispy Kreme. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram and be on the lookout for Quarters Cash hidden around downtown Greenville. Quarters Bar and Grill, the plunder never tasted so good.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Pirate Radio.
We're going to be bigger, faster, stronger, and older. That's always a good combination.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Keep your vehicle clean with the Pirates Cove Car Wash Fast Pass. The Fast Pass allows you to have unlimited car washes every month at every location. Pirates Cove Car Wash has locations in Greenville on 10th Street, Fire Tower Road, and Memorial Drive. Pirates Cove Car Wash, the ultimate car wash experience and the official car wash of ECU Athletics. And congratulations to Barbara Malpas of Grimesland, picked up a large 2-topping pizza courtesy of Domino's. Domino's of Greenville has 3 locations to take care of you. Every day, all 3 topping pizzas are only $7.99 each for carry-out only. Order online today at Domino's.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on one of my favorite things every Wednesday is Bryce talking as we come back into the show. It's usually like mumbling to himself, but it's just it's like a glove, you know. It's just a good familiar fit.
Oh, for sure.
Feels good.
Definitely.
Glad to have Bryce with us, and man, we made it through the off season. Bryce, we'll have some real football to talk about next week leading up to the game, and then of course the following week we'll be able to recap and preview games.
I tell you,
good stuff.
That is good stuff, and I mean, I enjoy breaking it down, watching it.
Can you dance?
Hopefully we can.
Breaking it down.
I can dance.
Break it down, baby.
You can dance.
No, I mean,
if you wanna.
If I wanna, you can dance if you wanna. Yeah. Like breaking down the game is always fun. Obviously, when we win, it's great to be talking about the positives and everything like that. So if we're talking about the positives next week.
And not that I need to tell you this.
2 weeks from now.
Correct. But you'll be focused on the tight ends, I'm assuming. So you can tell us what they did right, wrong.
Right.
Well,
for sure. I need to
plenty
see
to talk
the
about.
starter. Do we know who the starters are yet?
I mean, Shane Calhoun has
right.
It looks like going to be. I'm interested to see what they do with Ryan Jones, though. They got the player they brought in from Oklahoma, who apparently they like. I think his thing is still learning the plays, the offense, all that stuff.
See, I'm super bummed, which I texted Trip Weaver. I said, because I was planning on it was a Saturday. I was going to come to the game, I was going to come to a practice. I'm like, oh, cool, get to come to a practice. Well, of course, it stormed. It was thunder and lightning, push it back. Well, of course, I had to go to Raleigh. I guess it was like 10:30 or like 11, whatever time it was. Needless to say, I didn't get to make it. Well, of course, every other weekend I had something going on, and during the week, obviously, I can't really make it in the mornings. And so I was like super bummed I wasn't able to see like one practice, just to watch the guys up close and everything. I mean, it'd be cool. I guess I could come to like a afternoon practice one day. That would be nice.
You know what, Bryce? If you really wanted to be there, you'd be there, son.
I know, but I got to take care of other things.
Okay.
I know.
Priorities.
I know.
We all got it.
So I'm a little bummed that I didn't get to see, get to watch at least one practice.
Well, now it looks like their in-season practice is going to be afternoons. I don't know if that's better or worse for you. Maybe you can get over there at some point.
We'll see. You know
what we should do one Wednesday is just let Bryce leave the show now, head over to ECU and
get a live practice report
and do some interviews.
There we go.
Because that's when they wrap it up.
Right.
And you can hear it right from the horse's mouth. You can ask the questions you want the answers to.
Uh-oh. Dude, that's kind of hard. Like, I don't even know what question I would ask. I guess I could just say, hey, how was practice?
Hey, that's a good starting point.
How was practice?
That's the go-to.
I might just ask him something off the wall.
Yeah, like what? What do you want to know?
Oh, gosh, that's on a whim. I can't think of it right now.
Just like right off the cuff, freestyle it.
Yeah.
You should go to media day.
What are you eating after practice and just see what they say?
That's pretty good.
Right.
Bryce should go to media day because that's when you can kind of ask off the wall stuff. Like we found out Audio Matosho is a vegetarian now. Shirley, do you have the cut? I want to say it's at the top of the page. On the PRL, it's Avery Jones and Justin Chase about eating meat. Do you see something about that?
Yeah.
All right, so Audio Matosho, the receiver's gone vegetarian. I asked Justin Chase Is he still a meat eater? And here's what he said.
Yeah, I'm on a diet.
Which one?
Eating pork chops. Yeah, so I support the swine industry of North Carolina. Yes, sir.
Those guys were fun to talk to. Good to know the O-line is still eating meat.
I hope, yes. Yes, for sure.
So those are the kinds of fun things you can do on a media day. Ask those kinds of questions.
What is media day?
Well, you're a week late. Hey, we just did it on Saturday.
Oh, shoot. That's right.
Crap. Do you have a 2022 planner yet?
Do you need a field steel?
We can mark that in for next August.
Okay.
All right.
Let me get in and put that on the...
Yeah.
What is fall camp?
All right, Shirley, let's go Pirate Radio Outdoors. We got a few minutes here with Bryce Williams. Find out what we've been up to, what he's been up to on the water since we last spoke. Bryce, take it away.
Man, I tell you, it was set up to be great. Which was still a great weekend. So Anna, last week or this past weekend, she was out of town with some girls on a trip. So I was like, well, heck yeah, I'll go to the beach and fish with Jay. I mean, that was great because I could fish. I fished Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Friday, like I said, did a lot of fishing. So we ended up.
We got
10 minutes.
Well,
6.
More like 6.
Okay,
5.
6. So Friday, my buddy said, "Hey, Friday's gonna be the night." It was my buddy Patrick's birthday. He's like, "Friday's gonna be the night. We're gonna go to the Noose, catch some bull drum." I'm like, "Oh heck yeah, So I'm like, right on. So we get the grill, we get all the amenities we need to be out there for several hours fishing.
You got a grill?
Oh yeah, I got like a Weber propane, like small portable.
Oh,
propane.
nice.
Oh man, it's a
That's
lifesaver.
cool.
It's awesome. So I brought that, and it was me, Patrick, Jake, and Jay. And
who's Patrick?
He's a buddy. He went to a rival high school of mine. He lives in Greenville now.
Jake is Jake Geary.
Jake Geary.
Jay is your soon-to-be father-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we shoot out there. We're running up Core Creek, headed to the Noose, and we're like, saw it was storming, but we're like, you know what? We're gonna keep going. We've already committed. We've already packed everything up. Needless to say, we got caught in the daggum rain how many different times. I mean, just pelting your face and everything. And so we're just, thank goodness we had some rain gear, but still just all out there. Long story short, we get up there trying to find, get away from the rain. We didn't end up catching anything there except for like 2 skates. So yippee. So we run on back. Saturday morning, have a little tournament. We're like, all right. Cool deal, it's me and Jake versus Jay and Patrick. I didn't catch anything there. Jake actually caught a nice trout, 20 and a half inch trout. So that was good. But I didn't catch anything, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm having a good time, still skunked. I'm like, daggum. Saturday night, we're fishing the dock lights, trying to catch some trout or drum, whatever. On the lights. Nothing. I'm like, got caught in the rain again. By the way, we got caught in the rain every trip. Well, Sunday morning, I'm like, all right, let's go fishing. This was not Sunday morning, like Sunday, like lunchish. We're sitting there at the bottom fishing, and we're just dead bait. Just keeping it simple, deep water, current, all that structure when it's hot. And ended up catching a nice gray trout. So kept that. And then the other one was, so Jay tossed a rod out there, and I had switched from a ball cap to a straw hat, because it was hot. So I put that on. Well, I took it off, and like I said, Jay casted the line out right. I'm like, well, where's my hat, Jay? And he's like, man, I swear I put it in the bow of the boat. And I'm looking, I'm like, I don't see this dang thing. Where is this hat? Looking for it, I done lost my hat and all that. Well, needless to say, the rod he cast out while he's looking for the hat that I thought he lost. That rod screams off, and bam, so I'm fighting, end up catching a 21 and a half inch redfish. And he said, well, I'll be damned, is that some kind of ploy for you to can't use my rod,
So is that his catch or your catch?
Oh, it's my catch, man.
All right.
It's my catch. So
the ball went off his hands, and you were there
I caught
secure it. Yeah.
So it was kind of funny, but I was like, well, and then at the time I didn't really. I was like, yeah. Then I think about it, I said, well, dang, he was looking for my hat.
Yeah.
And I catch this nice trout. So a nice redfish. So needless to say, it was I didn't get skunked. I mean, can you imagine? I have a whole weekend to fish, and I don't catch one fish.
You got it all set up, ready for the weekend of your life, and
I get skunked. But thankfully, I didn't get skunked. Hey, but you know what? I stayed persistent, and on the last day,
it's a great lesson.
At the last hour, I catch some fish.
Well, Andre 3000 once said, Bryce, you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather.
Exactly.
But you fought through it.
Exactly. So, moral of the story is just keep fishing.
That's a T-shirt.
That's what I tell you. Yeah, keep fishing.
The moral of the story.
And I could say, well, Bryce, you went fishing Saturday morning. Yeah, but I didn't catch anything. I got to go again.
That reminds me of the Brian Bailey line, which I've used this one before. But when his wife would say, you've watched football all weekend, and he'd say, well, not these two teams. It's totally different.
That is. It's a totally different outcome.
You've been fishing all weekend. Well, not in these conditions, not in this circumstance. So.
Keep fishing. I kind of like that shit.
I do too. 2 words.
Do we need to hurry up and trademark that?
Yeah, call University Sportswear. Let's get to keep fishing, because that applies to anything. It's a metaphor.
It is a metaphor.
Life.
Huh. We might be on something here.
We are. We figured it out.
Dadgummit.
Did you ever find your hat?
I found the hat. It was in the leaning post.
Okay, good.
I didn't put it there. It was that. No, this is what happened. Jake put his hat in the leaning post because we had the same hat. It's his Really Living Charters hat, logo hat. He put his hat in the leaning post, picked my hat up. So of course I was like, well, man, he certainly didn't pick my hat up. Well, sure enough, he did.
People were really on the edge. I asked it before I saw this. Redbeard says, did he find the hat? Yeah, we had to close out that loop of the story.
We found, actually, it was funny. You know what's ironic? I was looking at my hat the whole time.
Man.
Because Jake was wearing it.
It didn't look right on his head. You could tell it was your hat.
It was hidden in plain sight? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And if it was a snake, it would have bit you. Keep fishing, folks. Let's take a time out. We'll come back and wrap up today's edition of Pirate Radio Live after this.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. A wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly. UBE is excited to offer the Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgating supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town and is your one-stop shop for all things ECU. Daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, Under Armour, and a fresh new ladies selection. And the young Pirates can plunder in the Crow's Nest, which is the only kid store dedicated to ECU in the nation. Plenty of free parking, and you can visit online at pirateware.com. They're geared up and ready to see you for football this season. Go Pirates!
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Because slice to order makes a sub above. Alone, chicken, onions, peppers, and cheese have potential. Together, they have a purpose, a destiny, and a name. Jersey Mike's number 16 Chicken Philly. Because grilled to order makes a sub above.
Have you been waiting to try CBD? ENS Hemp on Fire Tower Road in Greenville is the area leader in CBD. We want to educate you on how our products work with your endocannabinoid system. These products are all natural and non-addictive. ENS offers a variety of products to meet your needs. Tinctures, edibles, topicals, and even smokable items. Customer feedback indicates relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. ENS Hemp is located on Fire Tower Road. Also, check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
This is assistant football coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. It was another good day for the Dow. It was up 39 points. It closed at 34,405. The S&P was also ahead 9 points at 4,496, and the NASDAQ was up 11 points at 15,368. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
All right, we got $1 million idea we're working on here. Just be on the lookout. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Somebody's going to take it.
Someone's going to take it.
So we'll stop for now. Bryce, when we see you next week, it'll be game day eve. For real.
Game day eve, and the guys will actually be either in Charlotte or on the way to Charlotte.
Correct, and we'll talk about what you remember about those the butterflies leading up to a game, or the excitement, or whatever you were feeling heading into a big time kickoff. Shirley, Chandler, we'll see you fine folks tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We'll be back Thursday at 3 for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio.